Hello everyone and happy Friday. Welcome to another Court Watch. This one should be a lot of fun. This one is the civil defamation trial against the rapper Afroman, who you may know from his famous 90s hit, Because I Got High. Was it 90s? Early 2000s? Either way, catchy song. So, if you're not familiar with this case and exactly what's going on, Afroman's home was raided by the police based on false information given to them by some sort of informant. So they got a warrant to search his house for, quote, kidnapping and trafficking narcotics, neither of which was true. So they went through his house, they tore everything up, they took money from his house that was his, completely legal money that was his, they took from the house. They, searched everywhere. They turned off his cameras while they were searching. And of course, they found nothing. They found absolutely zero incriminating things on Afroman. Hydrate. So in response to this, Afroman made a variety of music videos and songs mocking the officers. There are quite a few videos out there. You can find them on YouTube. Some of them are pretty repetitive, but the point is they're entertaining because you can tell they're coming from a place of genuine anger and just so fucking fed up. So anyway, the officers who had their feelings hurt by these music videos making fun of them sued Afroman for defamation. Now, this trial has already ended. Afroman won, thankfully. The officers can go fuck themselves. So yeah, we're just gonna watch this trial today. I heard it was a hoot, so I'm very excited to watch it with you guys. It's a 3-day trial, so it'll take us 3 or 4 streams to get through all of them. So we'll continue this next week with day 2, but I thought it'd be fun this Friday to get through the first day. Let me see what else is going on in chat. H. Baird, thanks for 63 months, says, what's everybody's favorite song from the saga? Mine's Lemon Pound Cake. Mine is Can You Help Me Replace My Door? Phoenix 2250, thanks for a 45 stream streak. I'm streaking and no one can stop me. Absolutely not. Live free, Phoenix. Hey, Wannabe, how's it going? H. Baird with 40 bits says, the fact that they didn't find any drugs in the house of a man whose hit is called Because I Got High is the cherry on top of the lemon pound cake. It'll take longer, at least day 2 is a 2-parter. Alright, well I'll plan for that then. Haley on YouTube, 17 months of membership, says, also it was the sheriff's office because Winchester, Ohio is a village with less than 1,000 people living in it. Why would there be a drug kingpin there? Oh, that makes it seem like they just wanted to get a rich black guy in town and were looking for any reason. Because presumably he's probably the richest person in the city, or at least close to it if there's only like 1,000 people. Hey, Vlach, how's it going? Sorry I can't go to your thing tomorrow. It sounds like it's going to be fun. Hopefully next time.
Thank you, Mr. Klinger.
Anyway, so with all that out of the way, let's jump into the trial and laugh at some asshole cops, shall we?
Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, folks. Hope you had a good lunch break. So, this case...
We're watching this, by the way, on a YouTube channel called Cases of Interest in Trial World. Or it's actually 2 channels, Cases of Interest and separately Trial World.
Is about intentional...
Oh, I should also say, some people have had problems playing the portions of this court thing with the videos and the music. I did find other streams that were able to do it. We should be good here on Twitch, but on YouTube, it might cause issues. If it does, hopefully the stream just won't be monetized on YouTube. No biggie. Afroman can have that money. I get it. But hopefully it won't take the stream down. If it does, for some reason, we will be on YouTube, or on Twitch still, so.
Lies that hurt people. It's not about freedom of speech. Lies that hurt people, as Judge Hines said, that's what defamation is. That's the definition of defamation. And when a person publishes...
I did re-listen to When I Got High before this, just to get in the right mood. I forgot Jay and Silent Bob were in the music video for Because I Got High.
Things that are untrue about somebody on the internet, and it injures those people, and that person who published that
Black's Law Dictionary request. What do you want me to look up, Phoenix 2250?
is responsible for the damages that resulted.
Defamation? Okay.
Now let me tell you the story of this case. Mr. Joseph Foreman, stage name Afroman, is a rapper, hip-hop artist, songwriter. He's quite famous among some folks. He has a big fan base. He makes money producing music and selling merchandise. He travels around doing live shows. He lives here in Hamilton County. His former wife lives here, and his children live here. But he often...
Defamation. Anglo-Norman defamation. Let me see. Slander accusation. To spread evil report of, to dishonor or disgrace by proclaiming widely, to calumniate? I don't know that word. Malicious or groundless harm to the reputation or good name of another by making a false statement to a third person. Moslot says, I think there was also maybe damage done to his security system. I know they turned the cameras off. I don't know if there was damage to the security system. They did break his gate and his door for sure. Zarek Shadow says, favorite View Askewniverse movie? Also, have you seen Jay and Silent Bob reboot or Clerks 3? Any thoughts on them? Mallrats. Mallrats is my favorite View Askewniverse film. I did see Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I enjoyed it enough. I have not seen Clerks 3. I did like Clerks 1 and 2. I like most of those View Askewniverse movies. Even if they're not necessarily masterpieces, all of them. They're fun.
Travels. He's
Oh, Dogma's really good, too. Dogma's up there.
often gone
I still think Mallrats beats it, though.
on his road performances. Now, back in 2022, 2023, Mr. Foreman began posting music videos about several Adams County deputy sheriffs. At first, he called them thieves. He said they stole $400 from him. Lots of videos, lots of songs. I think some of you probably heard them.
Cops being thieves? Gasp, that never happens.
He posted songs that...
To be clear, in the accusation of them being thieves, they'll go into this in the trial, but the amount of money that they took from his house was documented as being a certain amount, and then when they released the cash to Afroman, it was $400 short. And the officer who had counted the money has previously been accused of stealing money during traffic stops. So, maybe do the math on that and make your own decision of whether or not they stole his money.
An alleged theft by these deputies on the internet that was seen at least 12 million times. Then he posted other things about these deputy sheriffs. He posted that Detective Brian Newland is a pedophile. He posted that Brian Newland likes to fondle little boys. He took special interest.
Profane Priestess says, I don't think Afroman is, like, a great guy. He's a Trump supporter, and he said some pretty gross misogynistic things about the female officer in one of the songs. Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not saying that everything he does is right. It's legal, though, and it's always nice seeing cops get fucked. So I'm on board, regardless of the fact that I wouldn't like him as an individual person. They're quality shit posts. That said, legally speaking, he was absolutely in the right here. The state should not have the power to suppress your self-expression because you said something nasty about them. P.S. The closing arguments are wild. The prosecutor basically says, this is a white neighborhood and we need to show this black man to stay in his place. Oh, yikerinos. Yikerinos.
In targeting the one female deputy sheriff in the department, Lieutenant Lisa Phillips. He posted that Lisa Phillips likes to have sex with women. And in fact, Lisa Phillips isn't really a woman at all. She's got a penis instead of a vagina. That's what he posted about her. That's not all. She's had sex with my former wife. And a word I don't like to use, but you're going to have to hear it because it's all over the place. She eats pussy all the time. That's what she likes to do. Videos, posts, all over the place. Her daughter came home from school in tears because of what the kids were saying.
The kids love Afroman.
All of
That
these
makes total sense.
posts, Mr. Foreman knew they were untrue. And that's the actual malice that you heard about. He doesn't have to hate people. He doesn't have to anything else. If he knows they weren't true, that's actual malice. For public officials, he can't do that, and he did. Now, these deputies
I think it's pretty reasonable that he believes he was stolen from. In terms of the I fucked your wife, you fucked my wife type lines, I think that's pretty clearly just like, how do I put this? In a lot of like raps, especially ones that are directed at people, they're over the top and insulting, right? I don't think any reasonable person would listen to Afroman's music videos where he says, like, I fucked your wife, you fucked my wife, whatever, and assume that that was a statement he was making in earnest. It's pretty clear that it's a joke and he's mocking the officers and trying to get under their skin.
The defendant years ago to stop these posts, to take them down. He didn't. He ramped them up. Freedom of speech. I can say what I want. Worse and worse. You'll see what they are before the trial's over. Now, I'm going to ask you to come back with me to the summer of 2022. Adams County.
Adventures.net, thanks for a 25 stream streak, says I'm on a streak, but I'm not a streaker. Oh, I forgot to do my little calls to action. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor and like the stream. I'd appreciate it. It helps a lot. And if you want to help support the stream on YouTube, you can become a member or do super chats on Twitch. There is 35% off gift subs of 5 or more right now. So if you want to help us get to the monthly sub goal, you can take advantage of that or renew your subscription.
Here in West Union.
Mosslot says apparently his first mixtape was about his 8th grade teacher who got him kicked out of school for sagging his pants. He's always been a diss track guy.
Here in this courthouse, the sheriff's office downstairs. There's a group of deputy sheriffs, several of them. A lot of them were raised here in Adams County, lived almost all their lives here. A lot of them have had their whole law enforcement careers here in Adams County. Some of them left Adams County for a while, but came back home here to be with the people that they know and know them. Some of them could have gone to the city, to Cincinnati or Columbus or somewhere else and made more money, but they stayed here in Adams County to be law enforcement officers, deputy sheriffs. They have wives, spouses, husbands, children, go to Adams County schools. This is where their lives are. 7 of those deputy sheriffs are here today. There's Randy Walters there on the left, Mike Estep beside him, Lisa Phillips beside him, Sean Grooms beside him, Justin Cooley beside him, Detective Brian Newland beside him, and Sean Cooley, Justin's father, beside him. What brought them together was some information that Brian Newland came across in the summer of 2022 some information that caused him to have to do something. So he typed up a search warrant. And
something he had to do.
Took it to a local judge. The local judge looked at it, approved it.
You didn't check the veracity, which is something you should have done.
Signed the search warrant. And Detective Newland started gathering deputy sheriffs to help execute this search warrant. And it was a search of defendant Foreman's property out on Russellville Road here in Adams County. Detective Newland will tell you that any search like this is potentially dangerous, so you like to have as many people as you can. The deputies had guns, of course. A couple of them had rifles, which is normal protocol in a situation like this. And there were about 10 of them altogether who were gathered to execute this search warrant in August of 2022. And these 7 were some of those deputies. The evidence is going to show that they approached, well, the evidence will show, first of all, none of these deputies had any idea when they woke up that morning that they were going to be executing a search warrant. None of them had any idea that by doing their duties that day, their lives...
Okay, you're responsible for your actions, even if it's your job. Are we seriously doing we're just following orders? You executed a bullshit warrant, and the guy's making fun of you for it. You're not even losing your job or anything. You're literally upset that the guy is making fun of you for doing something stupid. That's crazy.
Would be turned upside down. That evening, they approached the premises, spread out the way they had it planned. They knocked on the door, no answer. Tried the doors, doors were locked, doors were secured. They ended up gaining entry with a battering ram, had to knock the door down. Again, that's procedure that happens in executing warrants.
Okay, and he made fun of it. Does it matter if it's the fucking procedure? It doesn't matter. This is irrelevant to the case.
And that's the way you need to get in. Nobody was home. Nobody was home. Mr. Foreman wasn't home. He was away in Chicago doing a show. The deputies searched the house.
Do you think a single one of these deputies apologized, by the way? Do you think a single one, after they found out this is nothing, there's no evidence here, that the warrant is wrong, did a single one go, "Oh, I'm so sorry, my bad"? Like the audacity of them to sue this man after they already fucked up his house.
They found a small amount of marijuana. They found a significant amount of cash.
Oh, is cash illegal now? I didn't know that having cash in your house was illegal.
They seized the marijuana, they seized the cash, that's what they do.
That's what they do. Wow, we're really just breezing past how fucked up the system is, aren't we?
And that was pretty much it. No evidence of a major crime was found. And so what happened was, after a while, the local sheriff ordered that decided there's not going to be any charges filed here, and so he ordered the cash to be returned. It was over $4,000 total cash found in some of Mr. Foreman's clothing and another place in his house. Shortly after the cash was returned to Mr. Foreman, he began claiming on the internet and every place...
Is weed legal in Ohio? I don't think so. I'll have to look, though. I assume it was a small enough amount that they just didn't think it was worth pursuing anything.
He could, that the sheriff's deputies had stolen $400 from his, of his money, hadn't returned it. You're going to hear the evidence about that, and we're going to demonstrate to you that that's not true and that he knew it wasn't true. There was an...
recreational weed is legal in Ohio following the passage of Issue 2 in November 2023.
Independent investigation done by Claremont County, but that didn't keep him from...
So why did they even bring up the marijuana? These aren't federal officers. They're state cops. There's no reason for them to even take the weed.
Continuing to declare that Brian Newland in particular and the rest of these deputies are thieves. Okay, that's just the beginning.
Oh, raid was just before it was legalized.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Then he went beyond calling these deputies thieves. As I've indicated to you, he called Brian Newland a pedophile. Not called him, he posted it, published it all over the internet in various posts. He found a photo of Detective Newland from a shop with a cop event that Mr. Newland attended with little kids, disadvantaged kids, kids in the community, shop with a cop, get them to know law enforcement. Mr. Foreman found a photo of Brian Newland holding one of these children that he worked with. And Mr. Foreman blocked out the face and put a smiley face on it and posted this picture of Brian Newland, and it says, Brian Newland is a pedophile. Watch your kids around this man. He likes to fondle little boys' testicles. Posted it all over the internet, not once, not twice, many, many times, seen thousands of times.
I feel like the number of sentences in this trial that have never been said before in trial is going to be pretty high. Green Guy with a $3 tip says in 2022, Ohio did not legalize recreational cannabis use. The state had previously decriminalized possession up to 100 grams in 1975. Oh, just a peach with a $1 tip says if their office is in the courthouse, why did they not go to the clerk's office and find out if the house had a basement? Yeah, that would have been something.
People.
That would involve actually investigating, though. Cops don't like to do that. It's work.
People in the community started making comments to Detective Newland. His daughter came home from school crying because some kids had called their dad a pedophile. He used to coach cross-country teams. Some of the kids on his cross-country team started calling him a thief and a pedophile.
Didn't have a lot of respect for that guy, apparently, then. It's kind of funny.
He'll testify, he'll tell you that his daughters used to have kids over all the time. They like to hang out at his house and do things. After all this started, that stopped happening. Like, kids didn't come over. Finally, Detective Newland felt like he couldn't continue to work in Adams County anymore. Adams County was his dream job. He started here as a deputy, worked his way up to detective. This is where he wanted
I don't care about that cop's dream job.
to spend his career.
Why is that anyone else's problem?
But things soured out. He couldn't stand working here anymore. He resigned his job from the Adams County Sheriff's Department and went to Cincinnati and now works for the Norwood Police Department. He commutes, drives every day because he felt like he can't work here anymore.
Ugh, he has to do the same job slightly further away. Can you imagine an injustice worse than that?
Now, Mr. Foreman, as I indicated a moment ago, saved his most severe attacks for Lisa Phillips. Lisa Phillips worked as a resource officer in the Adams County schools for 18 years. She used to greet the children, including Mr. Foreman's children, when they were dropped off at school in the morning. Said hello to them, made them feel welcome. Mr. Foreman posted that Lisa Phillips likes to have sex with other women. He used other words. She ate my ex-wife just like pizza. Pussy, 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 eating, blah, 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 over and over, thousands of times on the internet. People saw it, people laughed, people from out of state, but people here in Adams County would sometimes yell at her when they saw her. Hey, Lisa Lickumlow Phillips, that was his nickname for her. Over and over. This has been going on for like almost 3 years now, folks. and it's taken a heavy toll on her. Her child came home from school crying, saying, because the kids were saying, did your mom have a sex change? Because of what they saw that he had posted.
Yeah, again, I want to point out, I'm not a fan of how Afroman chose to attack this particular female officer. It's homophobic and pretty sexist, a lot of the things he says. Not illegal, though. I don't condone, but it's not illegal.
We asked him to stop. He doubled down. Thank you, Judge. She's out on call doing her duty. Someone yells at her, hey, Lisa Ligamalopeith, calls her a thief. She's had to miss days of work because of the emotional upset. Her doctor has her on medication. Because of this, because of lies. Just Friday, on the eve of trial, he published the most egregious thing you can imagine. I don't know if any of you have seen it. I think you will in this trial. It's basically pornography about Lisa Phillips.
It's not basically pornography. Green guy with a $3 tip says, we're social animals, and it seems like if you do something that's not socially acceptable, there are social consequences.
Mr. Foreman also targeted Deputy Randy Walters for special treatment. In several videos seen by thousands of people, Mr. Foreman declares, I used to fuck his wife. I used to fuck his wife doggy style. His daughter came home upset because the kids at school were saying, hey, is Afroman your father? We asked him to stop. He didn't. He's still publishing. There's new videos today coming out. In your face, I'm going to do what I want. Justin Cooley was targeted by Mr. Foreman as a thief. Sean Cooley, Mike Estep, and Sean Grooms all suffered by being called a thief. They're sheriffs. They go to people's houses to do things. Hey, you're going to steal my money too? Their reputations have been damaged. It's harder for them to do their jobs. You'll hear all the evidence.
It's not harder for them to do their jobs. They're just upset people are making fun of them. That doesn't make your job harder. It makes you sad. Those are different things.
That's what this case is about in terms of the facts. At the end of the case, you'll have to decide if Mr. Foreman should be held responsible for what he's done. That's what the case is about. Should he be held responsible? I indicated during our jury selection process the kind of damages we're going to be asking for, the non-economic, the value damages. You'll hear all the evidence. You'll have to decide, how bad was this? I think you're going to decide it wasn't just a little minor, said something bad about you. It was about as bad as you can imagine for these deputies. Reputation, pain and suffering, humiliation, personal embarrassment, loss of reputation, all that stuff, you're going to have to put a value on.
Mr. Blast says the judge is a tool also. I'm pretty sure the judge and the cops are all related. It's a small town. They probably all know each other. Yeah, it's probably not great. I did hear the judge was biased against Afroman, but the jury found him not guilty anyway. Fuck that judge.
And I will tell you this. As I said earlier, I'll try to help give some guidance. You can reject it or not, because it's your choice. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be asking you for a number for all these people that is in the 7 figures.
Are you kidding me? You think that they deserve millions of dollars because they got made fun of on the internet for doing fucked up shit? That's insanity. How dare these people? You're a public official, and you're getting a little bit of criticism, and your first thought is, I need to sue for millions of dollars? That's ridiculous. They should not be working at this department anymore.
That's how serious we take this. And there's also a punitive damages element that may go to you depending on what the judge decides. And that's going to be another decision you'll have to make based on how bad you think this is and what this conduct deserves that's been done to these people. At the end of the day, it's about what's legal, what's moral, what needs to be done to make up in some way.
This actually isn't a moral thing. You're in court. This is a legal thing. Big difference. Weird that you're conflating the two as a lawyer.
For what's been done to these deputies that have spent their careers defending this community and living in this community.
There's 1,000 people in the town. How much shit could possibly be happening? They're defending you. They're defending your town. They kick out homeless people. Harass black residents. You must respect them.
I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Klinger.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to reintroduce myself. My name is David Osborne Jr. I represent Joseph Foreman. He does go by the stage name Afroman. And I want to thank you for your service today. This is not going to be an easy case. This is going to take a week of dedication of you to go through. Not an easy thing to ask, but something that we appreciate you are willing to do. This case is about the freedom of speech protections contained within the First Amendment of the United States and the Ohio Constitution. It is about an American citizen's right to make public comments about the actions of public officials, actions that took place in his own home, actions that took place within his home were part of his artistic, creative expressions. And Americans maintain a right to criticize, to mock public officials. And that includes law enforcement officers. On August 21st of 2022, Detective Brian Newland drafted a search warrant. That search
Benekagami says, I'll warn that Afroman's songs for the female officer are a bit homophobic and transphobic. He makes jokes about her licking more women than him and calling her femininity into question. She's a cis white lady, to be clear. Oh, I know. I've heard the music. I've heard the video.
warrant was
I
based
listened to all the music videos before this.
upon an interview conducted with a confidential informant. That confidential informant gave Mr. Newland information. He put it in a search warrant, and then he went and he saw Judge Roy Gabbard. And Roy signed it. From there, they went to execute that very same day. Officers from the Adams County Sheriff's Office, 7 of the 10, descended upon Mr. Foreman's residence with a hastily prepared search warrant. For a man who's famous for a song that said, "I got high," the amount of force used was excessive, to say the least. After all, based on the song A Bag of Doritos.
Between I Got High and this trial, what was going on in this guy's career? Probably not much. Wasn't he basically a one-hit wonder with I Got High? I don't know. I really don't know any other Afroman songs other than the ones related to this trial.
Would have been enough to take him out. But they deemed it necessary to not only go to his residence with assault rifles, body armor, and even a riot shield to execute their search warrant. And all that led to a destructive search of Mr. Foreman's residence. Deputies searched Mr. Foreman's home, every one of his outbuildings, behind the couch, under the hood of a car. And you know what they found? A couple little joints, which, let's face it, because I got high, that was expected. And then they found cash. His cash, not theirs. His. They seized all that. It was cataloged, returned to the office by Brian Newland. Newland then does what's required by law. After you search, you have to return a thing to the court that says every single thing you seized, a return on your search warrant to tell the court what you took. In that, he puts a number for the amount of cash that was there. Now, Mr. Foreman, well, let me back up, because there's something I forgot during the search. For a search for marijuana, or whatever was in the search warrant, we'll introduce that later, they disconnected his security camera system.
Mossloth says he ran as an independent candidate in the 2024 presidential election. Did he really? Oh.
He has a security camera system in the house. He's had break-ins before. Most Americans, he has a security camera system. Yet in the middle of their search, they disconnect it.
I don't understand how people have fucking security systems in their houses with cameras. I have, like, a camera on the outside of my home, but I would never trust to have cameras on the interior of my house. I don't know. I just don't trust that. Someone's gonna hack into them. Someone's gonna see the inside of my house. I don't need that. I don't need that.
They say it's going to be because they want to take it for evidence. But you know where that evidence ended up? On the couch over there. Just disconnect it and leave it there.
Fennikagami with 40 bits says, FYI, the judge ruled that both parties were liable for the court costs. In other words, even after this absolute shit show and obvious frivolity of the case, the judge still made Afroman pay half the court fees, just in case anyone wondered how much the judge protects cops. What a fucking douchebag. Is there any way for him to appeal that? Because he should, if he can.
Now, what precipitated next is the primary focus of the lawsuit. Mr. Foreman did what he's done through his entire career. He took his life experiences and turned them into music, social commentary, and artistic expression. After all, one only need to look at the song, Because I Got High. The lyrics are there. I was going to clean my room because I got high. He was rapping about his life then, and his posts are talking about his life and his experiences. During the search of Mr. Foreman's home, deputies' actions during the search was captured in two places. One, the security system of Mr. Foreman. Joe's security system was active until they cut it.
Oh yeah, he's probably made a ton in ad revenue from these songs at this point.
You also have body camera footage. Now, we don't have body camera footage for all 10. Not everybody was wearing body cam. But the officers that did, there is body cam footage. And he used this footage from both those locations to make his music videos. He posted them on social media, like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and even TikTok. The plaintiffs decided they did not like what Joe had to say about him, or how they portrayed him, or how he used the footage of their behavior as their job as law enforcement officers, as public officials. Their response was to sue him in order to silence his freedom of speech, threaten his livelihood. After all, have you ever heard of a law enforcement officer suing a person for making a social commentary on them? Or have you ever heard of an officer...
Ashley One-Ups with a 10-stream streak says, I've seen 10 episodes in a row and I'll do it again and again and again. I hope you do. Dr. Worm, thanks for 56 months.
Suing anybody because someone said they didn't like what they had to say? Officers deal with it all the time. I dealt with it during my election. You don't sue people. You respect the freedom of this country and move on. Because, let's face it, if we don't have freedom of speech, what else is there? 250 years ago, the founders of this great country wanted to limit the government's involvement and what government officials had power over to say. And that's why we have the freedom of speech we have today. Before we get to the evidence, I want you to understand this case started with a number of claims. Of them, 2 were dismissed by the court.
Do not go there. Do not go there.
Wait, what did the judge tell him?
The number of claims.
I know he said not to go there, but what was he saying that he said that to?
Of them, 2 were dismissed by the court.
Do not go there. Do not go there.
What?
Today. Before we get to the evidence, I want you to understand this case started with a number of claims. Of them, 2 were dismissed by the court.
Do not go there.
Is he saying he's not allowed to point out that the charges were dropped? What in the fuck?
Do not go there.
Yeah, this judge is sketch as hell. What in the world? The other lawyer didn't even object. It's the job of the other lawyer to object. The judge's job is not to stop someone like that. Ben Kagami says, counterpoint, this case is perfect advocacy for why we all should have security cameras in our houses. We can't trust agents of the law. As such, we need independent ways to spy on them when they enter our homes. Without those cameras and what footage they did capture, Afroman would have been railroaded. The judge was so biased that if these weren't some of the stupidest cops in history in those cameras, Afroman would have lost.
You know, and I know the jury doesn't need to know what's not there. I'm not hiding the ball. Claims filter out like they should. I gave the instructions, and you don't need to get distracted about what's not in front of you. Mr. Klingler talked about punitive damages, maybe, but you don't need to know that because we're not there. I'll tell you that if you need to know it later. There's a
Okay, but you let the first lawyer say
lot
that.
of things this case is not about. So he doesn't get to talk about what it's not about. It's only what it is about.
Do I have the name of the judge? Not off the top of my head. I don't know if it says in the description somewhere. I can look it up, though. I'll look up his name.
Go ahead.
Forgive me. I have to readjust my opening slightly. It should be noted that public officials, such as these gentlemen and Miss Phillips over here, are held to a higher standard than an ordinary person. They're public officials. They are expected to be criticized and mocked. The evidence will indicate that Mr. Foreman created songs with titles like Will You Repair My Door? Lemon Pound Cake. These songs went viral.
Judge Brett Spencer, looks like.
Yes. People connected with the message and understood what Joe
Dillis Filler says Jonathan Hines, so maybe I'm wrong.
was trying to say. The videos and songs resonated with the public because they addressed something that people care deeply about as Americans, and that is how law enforcement officers conduct themselves. Joe also made statements on social media about the search and the officers involved. Some of these statements were openly critical and expressed Joe's opinions about what happened. Statements about missing money. And he used some strong language, some exaggerated language. We call it hyperbolic language, to present his message and his opinion. But all these
Jonathan P. Hine, Adams County, Ohio. Thank you.
statements were a matter of public concern as well as statements about his personal opinions.
Okay, it's definitely him then. Sorry, I got the wrong information initially.
Experience of law enforcement officers executing a destructive search warrant is well beyond question, as it is a matter of public concern. The plaintiffs are going to point to specific statements that Joe made. They're going to claim these statements are defamatory. They are going to attempt to remove them from their context. Statements aren't in a vacuum. There's context. If you get called
Hey,
a name,
VC Archives,
if
how you
my
doing?
wife yells at me, there's probably context to it. That context is what we're going to show you. Because if you look at those statements in isolation and simply ignore the conduct that sparked them, you can't understand really what was going on. You'll be asked to forget much of that context of the statements.
Wonder
least
if Afroman will make a diss track on the judge. He should. He should probably milk this for as much as he can. Like, everything else aside, this trial is probably the best thing to happen to Afroman's career since weed. So he should probably milk this as much as he can until everyone moves on from it.
Not the
How goes Stargate? Slow at this point. We're in the middle of season 9 and we're watching it less because I don't like the recasting changes. We will get to the end and watch the movies, but we're struggling with this since O'Neill left.
I should say the least of it is that the plaintiffs are public
I
officials
don't like the guy that replaced O'Neill. He just feels like they're trying to have him be O'Neill, but store brand O'Neill.
and the public has a right to criticize. The evidence will show that Mr. Foreman's statements fall into 3 categories. The first, many of these statements are his opinions. Opinions are not assertions of fact. They are Joe's subjective views about his encounter with these public officials and the execution of their duties. The First Amendment protects the right to express those opinions, even if they're harsh, even if they're mean, even if the person who is the subject of them hates them. They are protected. Second, many of the statements are exaggerated, rhetorical exaggeration, as you might expect from a musician. After all, if you didn't have Because You Got High, if I said I just didn't want to clean my room, no one would have bought that song. You have to exaggerate something. You'll see he used colorful language, sarcasm, and satire. No reasonable person would have understood these statements to be literal assertions of fact.
Yeah.
For example, Mr. Foreman created nicknames and made comparisons to cartoon characters. No reasonable person would understand.
Mossloth says, an example of how rampant racism is in the Midwest. I grew up in a liberal college town in Iowa. It was the only sanctuary city in our cursed-ass state. My friend Tony got pulled over while walking downtown in the winter with a bandana over his face because he, quote, looked suspicious. Not an uncommon occurrence in that town and its 75,000 people and run by liberals. Black men are viewed as inherently dangerous. The world is so fucked up. I'm so fucking tired.
As a literal assertion of fact. That is a rhetorical satire flourish. That has always been part of our social and political commentary in this country. After all, pick up the newspaper, you're going to see a political cartoon making fun of somebody. Watch Saturday Night Live. They make fun of people all the time. They even made fun of Joe. It just happens. It's part of our freedom of speech and also Mr. Foreman's artistic expression. The third is the extent that any of the statements assert facts. They relate to matters of public concern. Matters of public concern are exempted. These statements address how the search was conducted, what actions were taken, and how Mr. Foreman experienced this as a homeowner, with these people executing their hasty search warrant. Indeed, the public's concern for such issues is reflected in the viral response that his content got. The plaintiffs bear the burden of proof in this matter, not Joe. They must carry the day. They must prove every element of their claim. Looking at the invasion of privacy due to false light is one of the claims that they're claiming. The plaintiffs must prove that Mr. Foreman portrayed them in a false light that would be highly offensive to a reasonable person. The evidence will show that he did not. He used real actual footage of them performing their duties, stuff in the public domain. Joe's statements were based entirely on his personal experience and within his county of residence, which that is something I do want to clear.
Green Guy with a $3 tip says, SG-1 ends at season 8 for me. 9 and 10 just seem to try and remake the team chemistry, and they remake the Gua'uld.
Mr. Foreman lives in Adams County, not Hamilton County. Mr. Klingler is wrong about that, so he is a resident of this county. Regarding the defamation claim, plaintiffs must prove that Mr. Foreman made false statements of fact, not his opinions. That's very important. Because we all have opinions as Americans. It's one of the great things about this country is we can share our opinions whether we like them or not. Whether they like them or not, they can hear my opinions. But they must prove those statements were not opinions. Because public officials, they must prove that Joe acted with actual malice rather than just...
If I had a favorite episode of Stargate, the time loop episode was really good. I also like the episode where O'Neill gets the nanobots in him that make him really old suddenly.
Simply exercising his First Amendment right. The evidence will show they cannot meet this burden. Plaintiffs claim that Joe portrayed them in a false light. What evidence will show? Joe used direct footage from security cameras. We can see what they did. They executed the search warrant. It's all on camera. There's nothing false about showing them that way. There's nothing false about Mr. Foreman having opinions about how they did and them. However, when they executed that search warrant, that became a matter of public scrutiny. People could watch it. People could see what was done and form their own opinions. And they can share those opinions. And he has a right to create artistic expression based on those opinions, based on that content. The plaintiffs, it goes without saying that they don't like what Mr. Foreman said about him. But they don't have to. That's part of our right in this country. They don't like his commentary. They don't like his art. But the First Amendment does not protect speech that we like. It protects all speech within it. It protects commentary, criticism, especially on occasions...
Is Stargate related to Star Trek? No, totally different shows.
...such as this. It protects speech that I would not like. Speech I've suffered. It protects it. You may not like the speech you hear, but it's protected. Throughout this trial, you'll hear testimony and see evidence that demonstrates several key points. You will see the actual videos and social media posts Mr. Foreman created. You'll be able to judge for yourselves whether they are false, whether they're his opinions, whether they're artistic expression that is all protected. It's about the right to comment on criticize public officials without fear of retribution, without fear of getting sued.
Dedicated person,
It's
thanks
about
for a
the right
30
to
stream
create
stream.
artistic expressions that are matters of public concern. The plaintiffs are law enforcement officers. They perform a cardinal public
I
function.
want to get into the
But
testimony.
with that public role comes
Let's go.
public accountability. It also comes a certain standard that you have to understand. And as public officials, they can be criticized. They may not like it, but it's allowed. Plaintiffs have the burden
Hydrate.
of proving their claims. The evidence will show they cannot meet that burden. The evidence will show that Joe's videos, posts, and commentary were artistic expression for matters of legitimate public concern, his opinions on the law enforcement officers, and how they were performing their duties. If the plaintiffs prevail in this case, what message will that send to this country if they prevail? It sends the message that if you criticize law enforcement, if you comment on how they conduct themselves, if you mock them, if you create art with them in it, they can sue you. That's not the America we live in. That's not why we have a constitution
Did
and
the judge lay back and close his eyes?
the First Amendment. That's not why the First Amendment is in the Constitution of the state of Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, upon the examination of the evidence at the end of this trial, I'm confident you'll conclude that Joe did nothing wrong.
This judge is retired, but he ran unopposed. At least he's fucking gone now. Jesus Christ.
While the plaintiffs are unhappy, upset with what was said, he exercised a right he had, a right that every American has. He commented on matters of public concern. He created art. He did what any stand-up citizen would do. He made his voice heard to the people. At the end of this trial, I'm going to ask you to return a verdict in favor of Mr. Foreman on every one of their claims. I'll ask that you vindicate his First Amendment rights. And I'll ask that you send a message to the American people that you can criticize public officials and that we are not living in a dictatorship where if you don't like what is said, you just sue someone to shut them up. Thank you.
I'm just going to start calling witnesses, but I'm going to tell you what this case is not. Okay?
Oh my god, what is he is fucking, what is these statements from him? This is not his job.
This case is not going to be an analysis of why the magistrate issued a search warrant, or what the facts were leading to the search warrant, or the backstory of the warrant. That's the subject for criminal cases. So the fact that there's a search
As if it's not relevant?
warrant is what this case is about, not the backstory of it. You hear people talk about the criticism of the why and the whole deal. That's not relevant testimony. We're living with, there was a search warrant, nothing backstory. This case is not about excessive force in entering.
He's literally doing the job of the prosecution for them. What the fuck is this?
It's already determined as a
I'm actually upset. This is completely
matter
inappropriate.
of law that it was not excessive. You'll see testimony of damage, but that's a legal standard about whether it's more than customary or expected in the realm of a search warrant. Search warrants are
I have literally never seen a judge do this like this. This is crazy.
lawful.
It's one thing to, like, give jury instructions and stuff like that, but he is interrupting the trial to disagree with the fucking defense attorney. And what? Zarek Shadow with 50 bits says, which judge would you want to fight this judge? Simpson? I think Simpson would do a good job.
Forced entry.
He was accused of helping the defense in a murder trial. I think I did hear about that.
So you won't get, was that too much force? That's outside the realm of the testimony. And I call these the third thing. This is not about vindication of the defendant or messaging to the public. That's things that happen from the political branches of government, the legislature, or the executive offices. Messaging is not what you're concerned with. It's the message that you're sending. You're not messaging. It's all about how these facts affect these people So when these little distractions and diversions come at you, I'm going to try to continue to narrow and keep you focused, not on the distractions, but on the issues and the law. Otherwise, you're going to ask later on, why did the judge give us instructions on messaging? Because that's not how this comes out. So I'll do this periodically along the way when things start going astray.
Fuck off, man. You are a scum. I hope your retirement is terrible, you absolute asshat.
Right. Ready to go, Mr. Klingler?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tee it up.
The plaintiff calls Detective Ryan Newland.
So he's retired, but he's still presiding over certain cases? Well, that's not very retired.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth as...
Penegagami says one benefit of the BLM and No Kings, all the school shootings and ICE's nonsense, is that genuinely cops have been losing the hero worship protections that the public used to have for them. While those with power still tend to shield cops, average citizens have started souring on law enforcement. I wouldn't be surprised if in the 90s or 2000s, Afroman would have lost this case.
This you shall answer unto God. Here, thank you. You can be seated.
Very much depends on the area and the jury's political beliefs, because Republicans, by and large, don't dislike the cops. If anything, they've ran in the other direction with it because there's been more criticism of policing from the left and even from the center.
So since you're a public official, we won't expect to have your private residence address. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you introduce yourself to the jury, please?
My name is Brian Newland.
And Mr. Newland, where do you live? No street address, just
Looks like a groiper,
generally.
but older.
I live in Adams County, Ohio.
And how long have you lived in Adams County?
From 1995 to 2010,
Can't say that, Dillis Filler.
and then from 2015 to current.
I'm just
What
going
were
to
you doing
purge
between
that message because you can't say that on Twitch.
2010 and 2015.
I was in the United States Army.
Honorable discharge.
Yes,
What do you do for a living?
I'm a police officer.
And when did you start in law enforcement?
I originally started in law enforcement in 2014
And what position was that?
as a deputy sheriff
Where?
at the Adams County Sheriff's Office.
And then how long were you a deputy in the Adams County Sheriff's Department?
The Adams County Sheriff's Office was my first full-time job in law enforcement, and that was from 2014 until 2023.
All right. And why did you become a deputy sheriff?
After I got out of the military, I just wanted a job that I thought would be exciting.
One of the jury came forward about the bias of the judge. Yeah, I actually watched this earlier.
Pretty sure this is the kind
Oh, this was a different one. Okay, we'll watch this real quick.
of thing that judges are not supposed to do during a trial.
He wanted to know what we got so hung up on.
Okay, no, I did see this clip. I think.
One of the jurors told him it was the actual malice, and he wanted to know if he explained everything good enough, and we told him yes.
He should have never asked you guys what you got hung up on.
One of the jurors asked, do you think these songs and videos will stop now? He said, look at him out there, his big ego, he's loving this and it'll never stop. Or basically, we knew he didn't like him after that.
So you're telling me that the judge was asking you also kind of what went wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. I'm shocked.
He should be barred from presiding over any case, and basically all of his cases should be looked at, because holy shit, that's absurd. That's ridiculous. Fenigagami says, still, libs make up more of the population and their opinions have soured. Back in the day, only leftists and libertarians hated cops, basically. Everyone else hero-worshipped cops thanks to Dick Wolf. Conservatives like cops because cops give them special treatment.
Shocked.
All of that's inappropriate. A judge should just be thanking you for your service and your dedication to the case and following the rules.
That juror came forward anonymously, so that's why you don't see her face, because she's like, I'm not comfortable sharing this, but what happened during trial, I don't think should have happened. Because that was the judge asking the jury what they got hung up on, them to find Afroman innocent and not award these police officers millions of dollars. These officers really thinking they were about to get a huge payday by this man. You can see how pissed off they are. This was right after the judge reluctantly let Afroman know that he won his case and he was found not guilty of defamation. Stemming from the song he made, trying to poke fun out of a horrible situation where cops came to his house, destroyed his property, looking for a dungeon, because allegedly they said he had kidnapped someone and was holding someone in a dungeon, except his house didn't even have a basement. Because Afroman had security everywhere in his house, he saw the cops rummaging through his things, taking all of the cash they could find out of his clothing and his drawers. We knew all of this for this trial, and yet the judge made it perfectly clear to the jury that he was expecting them to find Afroman guilty of defamation.
What a shit bag.
Something different, so I chose law enforcement.
He was a prosecutor with the state before being a judge, can you tell? Oh, Jesus.
Do you have family here in Adams County?
Yes.
Can you tell us who?
All my family's here. My kids, my grandparents, my mom, my brothers, cousins, aunts, uncles.
Did your children go to school in Adams County, or do they?
Yes.
You were involved in the execution of a search warrant back in August of 2022.
Yes, I was.
And I want to take you back to the night of August 21st, 2022. Were you part of a team that searched Mr. Foreman's home?
Yes.
What was your role in obtaining that warrant?
I prepared the search warrant based off information I was provided, and then I met with the judge and the prosecutor at the time prior to starting the search warrant.
And was a warrant approved?
Yes.
Can you tell us where the...
He's got a weirdly smug look. Am I crazy? Am I just projecting that because of how he looks?
what the subject of the search was?
It really feels like in his head is like he's thinking, I'm about to get millions of dollars. This is easy.
The property of the search.
It was the residence of Mr. Foreman. I believe the address is 1699 Russellville Road.
That's here in Adams County, correct?
Yes.
Now, were the other plaintiffs here in the courtroom, were they also deputy sheriffs or part-time deputy sheriffs that participated in that search?
Yes, they were.
And was Mr. Foreman at home during the search?
No.
No, I don't think it's the same judge that approved the warrant.
Were Mr. Foreman's children present during the warrant execution?
No.
Was anyone present other than you and your fellow officers?
At the time of arrival, no.
Was anything seized or taken from Mr. Foreman's home?
Yes, there was some money and a small amount of marijuana and some miscellaneous drug paraphernalia.
Why was the cash taken?
Benekagami says the only thing the judge should be asking the jury is if they're hung. If they are hung, is there any chance of resolution? Do they need any clarifications? Or if there's a bias complaint, interrogate the juror about their biases.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's common with any type of drug seizure.
It's like he thinks it's his job to direct. No. Terrible.
The money cases proceeds from drug-related sales or drug trafficking activity.
Was that money potential evidence?
Correct.
What was your role in seizing this cash, Detective?
I'm sorry.
Well, maybe I got ahead of myself.
He counted the money. Holy shit, this guy's an idiot.
Was cash located in the property?
Yes.
Do you remember how much approximately?
Approximately $4,000.
And did you play a role in taking that cash?
Yes.
What was your role?
I was provided the cash, or provided the money that was located by another deputy. I counted out the money, put it in an evidence bag, and then at the end of the search, I transported it back to the sheriff's office.
All right. Did you take any of the money?
No.
Did you ever take any money from the evidence bags?
No.
Did you ever take any of Mr. Foreman's money?
No.
Was your counting of the cash recorded on your body cam?
Was it established whether the police deliberately waited until nobody was home to execute the warrant? No, people were home.
Yes,
And have you had a chance to review that?
I have.
Has Mr. Foreman accused you of taking his money?
Yes,
Are you aware that the cash was ultimately returned to Mr. Foreman?
yes.
And can you tell us?
Not the same amount listed on the paperwork. Zarek Shadow says, I was on a jury a few years back and I felt the judge seemed a little biased towards the prosecution. He basically sustained any objection against the defense and overrule any defense against the prosecution. I've looked him up a few times since and I saw he was disciplined, admonished for a role of him usurping the role of the prosecutor. Oh, Jesus. Mossloth says a local director of public safety for a police department wrote an open letter about this shitty judge. Oh boy. I'm writing once again to express my heartfelt condolences to the community of Pike County and the victims' families of what's likely the most tragic and significant murder case in Ohio's history. Oh yeah, this is about that case. The pain and frustration felt by so many is magnified by their actions or inactions of Judge Jonathan Hine. From the moment he was assigned to this case, I feared the challenges we would face, and unfortunately, those fears have been realized. Judge Hine's behavior in the courtroom has been anything but neutral, and his lack of regard for victims and their families is glaring. Rather than fostering a sense of justice, he seems more interested in making headlines, turning what should be a solemn pursuit of truth into a circus. His recent decisions and conduct demonstrate that he prioritizes his ego over fairness and justice, casting doubt on his ability to preside over a case that carries such weight for so many. The community must rally together during these trying times. I implore you to stand firmly behind Special Prosecutor Angela Canepa. She's dedicated countless hours over many years to seeking justice for the victims and their families, despite the obstacles Judge Hind has placed before her, and will likely continue to place. She remains committed to her mission. She deserves your full support and appreciation as she navigates this incredibly complex and emotionally charged case. Judge Hind's narcissistic tendencies and lack of judicial decorum have no place in such a significant trial. For instance, his repeated grandstanding, refusal to consider victim-centered perspectives, and self-serving courtroom antics are clear examples of his unfitness to serve. A judge's role is to ensure a fair trial, not to seek personal recognition or to undermine the justice system. Pike County, do not allow the actions of one judge to overshadow the tireless work of those who seek justice. Stand with the victims, stand with their families, and stand with Special Prosecutor Canepa as she strives to bring resolution to this tragedy. Yeah, sounds like this judge is a piece of shit all over the place. That's a shame. Finnikagami says, all these cops get off the vibe that they thought they could weave their tails with no pushback at all. This guy gets tripped up by basic statements of fact. They all fumble the instant someone asks a follow-up question. Yeah, his cross-examination should be interesting.
Why that was?
The prosecutor at the time decided we're not going to pursue any criminal charges, and the property was released back to him.
Okay. Were you present when Mr. Foreman picked up the cash that had been seized?
No.
Do you know whether any press was invited to attend the return of this cash?
I learned that there was later.
Okay, but you weren't there.
Correct.
Can you tell us what happened when the money was returned to Mr. Foreman?
Your Honor, I would object to that. He's already testified he wasn't there.
Okay, let me rephrase it. That's fair. Was an allegation made that there was less cash than there should have been?
Yes.
And who made that allegation?
I believe Mr. Foreman.
How did you learn about this discrepancy?
The evidence technician that releases property had called me and told me that the account was short.
Tell us what you mean by that. The count was short.
Just that there was more money listed than what there was inside, and that was less money was returned than what was indicated.
And where was this amount indicated?
On the bag.
On evidence bag?
Correct.
So I'm understanding you correctly. The amount of money that was indicated on the evidence bag was more than what was actually returned to Mr. Foreman.
Correct.
All right. And were you able to account for that discrepancy?
I wasn't. No.
What happened?
Once the allegation was made, the sheriff contacted Claremont County Sheriff's Office to conduct an independent investigation.
Do you know whether an independent investigation was conducted by the Claremont County Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
And do you know the results of that investigation?
They were to determine that I miscounted the money during my original count.
All right. Did they?
I could believe that this dipshit would miscount the money, but I'm incredibly suspicious, especially given this is not the first time he's been accused of stealing money from people that he's investigating. Like, straight up. I don't have proof that this guy did anything, but I would not be shocked in the least if he did grab like $400. Either way, though, I would say the fact that the number on the bag was higher than what was returned, how could you even say it's not reasonable for Afroman to think that he may have been stolen from? Because the standard for actual malice is that he is making knowingly incorrect statements, right? You can't assume that he knows he wasn't stolen from when there's evidence that there's stuff afoot. So you're kind of you're directly proving why he doesn't meet the standard for actual malice for the theft accusation?
That any money had been taken?
They said there was not any money taken.
Did that stop Mr. Foreman from continuing to claim you had stolen $400?
No.
Did he accuse anyone other than you of stealing money?
Multiple times he accuses all of being thieves.
Do you know where he made these allegations?
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, social media.
How did you learn about these accusations on the internet that you were a thief?
Friends and family were sending them to me.
Were the accusations true?
No.
I think you said you've reviewed your body-worn camera from that night?
Yes.
And were you able to tell what happened?
From what it appeared as if I began counting money, I stopped the reshuffle of money that was in my hand and then began counting again after putting money down. And that was, at some point, there was a discrepancy in the amount that there was and the amounts I counted.
Was it a miscount?
Very passive voice for him basically saying, yeah, I'm dumb and I miscounted the money, sorry.
Yes.
Now, were any charges ever brought against Mr. Foreman as a result of this warrant execution? I may have asked you that, I'm sorry.
No.
Sometime after the execution of this warrant, Detective Newland, did you become aware that Mr. Foreman had posted certain things?
Oh God, he does look a little like Peter.
Other than being a thief, about you on social media?
Yes.
And how did you learn about these posts?
Friends and family were also sending them to me.
Ms. Gratcher, could we see Exhibit 16?
Yes. You need to switch it to the HDMI. I'm right. So what is she wanting its card on?
What's going on with Peter these days? He's stuck in a cycle of continuing to make the same AI-generated content over and over again while talking with his fake robot friend. It's incredibly depressing. It's one of the reasons I don't cover Peter anymore, because it's just repetitive and it's so depressing, and I can't watch the guy just continue to spiral anymore. I can't. Fenekagami says, counterpoint, if he can't count so badly that according to paperwork $400 is missing, he should lose his job immediately. In any other job that handles money, that's an unacceptable blunder, and it doesn't matter if it was a mistake, he never filed a correction. So legally, based on evidence, people should have concluded someone stole the money.
She needs to switch to left law, I believe.
You're confused why they would need to take the random cash from someone's house? Because civil asset forfeiture is a bitch? Because the cops have been incentivized to hurt people over and over again?
You want to get a card?
Yes.
Okay, can we blow that up some? All right, Detective Newland, we're showing Exhibit 16. Can you tell us what this is?
It's one of the posts from Mr. Foreman that I was sent about me being a pedophile.
And am I reading the date right? September 2nd, 2023?
Yes.
And I'm not going to ask you to read it, but I will read part of it just to make sure it's in the record and that people are clear on what it said. This is the uneducated can't count pedophile police officer that stole my money. His name is baby making Brian, child molesting, newborn baby mama, newborn Newland, Detective Brian Newland. I have a song coming out about him. The chorus goes like this. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Brian Newland is a flag. He used to play with little toys. Now he plays with little boys. Watch your little boys around Brian Newland. He's very bold. He will fondle little boys' testicles and butt cheeks right in front of you in broad daylight. This is a public service announcement. Stay safe. Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
Freyline says the pedophile accusation is a lot. I really don't like it. I would agree with that, but I would also say Elon Musk was acquitted for calling someone a pedophile. So if a billionaire can get away with calling someone a pedophile, then a millionaire should too, and even common people.
Can we see exhibit 17, please? Can you just scroll down so we can see the whole thing for a second?
But no, I don't think you should accuse people of being pedophiles when they're not. That's fucked.
All right. So I'm not going to read this whole thing, but it says in part, if you pay me back the money you stole from me, I won't tell the world about your pedophile pilgrim family, you know, like your brother. That's named Will You Stop Sending
His brother is a pedophile. That is confirmed.
Dick Pick Williams, a.k.a. William
So
Newland.
that definitely can't be defamation of his brother.
If you
Because it's true.
get arrested in Abbs County, all you got to do is lie on me and Brian will let you go. And is that a picture of your brother beside your picture?
Yes.
And was your brother convicted of a misdemeanor?
Yes.
What was that?
I don't recall what the charge was.
It was a misdemeanor charge.
It was a misdemeanor, correct?
Did you have anything to do with that crime?
No.
We're not even going to say what the charge was?
No.
Okay.
Have you ever been accused or convicted of pedophilia?
No.
Let's look at, let's see, number 18. Is that a video?
Yes.
All right. Shall we play the whole thing? Or what do we have, a clip?
Yes.
Oh, are we finally getting to some of this?
Oh, yes. Baby making Brian newborn Newland. Yeah, the serial statutory
Jesus, graphic design is Afroman's passion.
rapist. With the pedophile brother fired from the People's Police Station. Will you stop sending Dick Pick Williams?
All right, and let's take a look at number 10. Is this a, yeah, okay. Let's see. He used to do hard drugs. It says there in the third or fourth line. Did you ever do hard drugs, Detective Newland?
No.
He snitched on all his friends. Do you have any idea what that's all about?
No.
Now he steals money from traffic stops, bogus raids, and from Adams KK County Sheriff Evidence Room under the camouflage of law enforcement. Did you ever steal money from
I don't understand why baby making Brian. I don't know.
traffic stop?
No.
Did you ever steal money from anybody?
No.
Then down below it says, baby making Brian Newland t-shirts on sale. You see that?
Yes.
Let's look at Exhibit 15, please. And can you tell, Detective, is this a picture of you at the entering the or somewhere in the property of Mr. Foreman during the search?
Yes.
And let's take a look at 14. And do you know where this was taken? I guess you weren't there.
It appears to be the inside of the interview room at the Adams County Sheriff's Office.
Would that have been where his money was returned to him?
Yes.
And part of what it says is, when I went to get my money and we realized baby making Brian newborn Newland had stolen $400 out of the evidence money. Again, did you ever steal any of his money?
No.
Let's take a look at Exhibit 15, please. Or did we do 15? Sorry. Number
Number 2.
For telling the truth, telling the truth.
Okay, hold on, sorry.
Objection,
Yes, Your Honor, I would have an objection to this video.
tell me what it is.
Your Honor, this objection is video because this video, if I'm not mistaken, was published within the last 2 weeks. The law on this has changed. Ohio has actually passed what's called an anti-SLAPP law, which therefore extends immunity to things, actually, in a way, increasing a person's freedom of speech rights in Ohio. Thus, this evidence to be tried here would be tried under a completely different standard than when this case was started.
Comments, Mr. Clayton?
That law doesn't apply to this case, Judge, or this evidence.
Your Honor, it would apply clearly. He has no analysis other than saying
I'm guessing the judge is going to side with the plaintiffs. Green guy with a $3 tip says, Hannah, it is the goat fucker joke. If there was no reasonable people would think, if there was no reason people would think you are a goat fucker, people wouldn't call you a goat fucker. For some reason that was hard for me to get
I submitted a written
through.
brief to the court on this matter.
I think that was submitted Sunday.
So, like, I'll note the objection, overrule it, and allow it to be played. Got your objection down. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Can you expand it a little bit or not?
I cannot.
So we can see the sign? Okay. Detective Newland, can you see what that sign says?
Yes,
What is it? Would you read it for us?
they stole my money.
Okay. Go ahead and play.
Videos selling my proof. How can you take me to court when you stole my money and it's $400 short? You vandalized my property, and you filed a lawsuit properly. I'm a rapper, so I'm rapping. What? I can't talk about what happened. Videos I expose my cause.
So what does that say? Sorry. What did you read? Could you read what that said?
Yeah, Brian Newland stole my money.
Brian
Or
Newland stole
from
my
me.
money. And that was just published in the last few days, as far as you know?
Yes.
Can we look at number 3, please?
Getting sued for telling the truth, posting videos, selling my proof.
Okay, basis.
Same basis on, yes.
Noted, overruled. Go ahead.
And you take me to court when you stole my money and it's $400 short. You vandalized my property, and you filed a lawsuit properly.
So that was the same video, obviously. Does it tell where that was posted?
It looks like this one is on YouTube.
And the other one was Instagram?
Yes.
So 2 different platforms, same video.
Yes.
Can we look at Exhibit 9, please? And I'm looking specifically about halfway, a little more than halfway down. Do you see, Detective, where it's posted, not only did he steal my money from my house, he stole money out of the evidence room at the Adams County Sheriff's Department away from my house, making the Adams County Sheriff's Department a new crime scene. I'll just stop there. Again, did you ever steal any money from his house or from the Sheriff's Department evidence room?
Why are you repeating this? We know he says no.
No.
He would get it. He says he didn't steal the money. You don't need to keep repeating the same question.
What's the platform?
Can you see what that one was, Detective?
I can't see on here.
Is that Facebook? No. It's
This is
Facebook?
one of the reasons, if I was honest, it would probably be hard to get me on a jury if they asked anything about trust in the police. Because, like, if a policeman or woman says something in court, like, I'm more likely to be skeptical of them, just to be honest. Which is why I would always lie in voir dire.
I'll represent that it's Facebook, Your Honor.
Thank you. Go ahead.
So, and we can take that down or whatever. We don't need to keep it up. I don't care, but I'm done with the exhibits right now. Detective, I just want to ask you, the first one we saw with you holding, it looks like a child with a smiley face.
Yeah.
What was that originally a photo of?
That was from one of the shop with a cop events at the sheriff's office.
Well, what's a shop with a cop event?
It's where the community donates money, and then local law enforcement will take lower income children to Walmart and let them shop for Christmas.
And did you participate in that event regularly?
Yes.
And do you know what year that picture was taken from?
I don't recall.
All right. And the little boy you were holding there, can you tell us anything about who that was? Not his name, of course, but who it was?
Was just a cool little boy that got picked for Shop the Cop and chose me to be his officer.
Chose you to be what?
his officer.
And what did you do? Did you do something with him, shop with him, or what?
We put him in the cruisers.
Agreed, Jay's a proxy. That's one of the reasons why body cam is good for everyone.
Turn the lights and sirens on, parade through town, and we go to Walmart and help them shop. And we come back to the fire department or wherever and help them get their toys ready or play or, and feed them pizza, stuff like that.
And you did that more than 1 year?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they're trying to make him look sympathetic. He's so nice. Look at him with this child. Afroman's
And that was
claiming
a
he's a
photo that
pedophile,
Mr.
but he's
Foreman-
so charitable.
Or somebody on his behalf took and used in that pedophile posting?
Yes.
So, Detective, what effect did it have on you when you saw these posts that you're a pedophile?
I was angry, sad, depressed, upset.
Why were you sad or upset?
Is negotiating a scene considered boudoir, dear?
Just some,
Pretty good.
isn't it just somebody exaggerating or making jokes or making a comment?
I didn't find it funny at all. I work in law enforcement, have kids, have friends, family. I was involved in the schools. And then I'm being blasted all over social media for the entire United States to see that I'm a pedophile.
Did you ever have any
He admitted it!
evidence that
Joking.
other people were seeing these things, other than the fact that it's on social media? But did anybody ever say anything or do anything to indicate they'd seen it?
I've had comments made to me since day one.
Like what?
If you want the most recent example, yesterday there was a cheer competition in North Adams. I walked my 3-year-old son in to watch his sister cheer, and somebody asked me if that was another little boy I'm touching.
Yesterday?
Yesterday.
Where? What competition?
At the North Adams cheerleading competition.
Seems like everyone else in town hates all of you too if they're repeating this shit to you. Can I point that out? They're upset that other people in their very small town are fucking with them. Kinda seems like the community doesn't like you very much if they're willing to jump on all the things that Afroman said about you guys, huh? Seems like the community really fucking hates this sheriff department.
What other examples?
Every time you go to an event, another comment's made or somebody says something. Another one I can recall was meet the team night for my daughters. We was in line to get slushies and people were making comments behind me.
What comments?
Just called me a thief and a pedophile and why was I there? And then started playing.
Fenekagami says, okay, sir, we know you say you have a family you love, but counterpoint 40% of all cops.
Music, playing some of his songs on their phones.
Some of Mr. Foreman's Afroman songs?
Yes.
Zarek Shadow says, Razorfist tried to make the dumbest argument against police body cameras. He said that most people are against traffic cameras, so why are people fine with being filmed on body cameras? Those are not something to compare. That's pretty apples to oranges, to be honest with you. People aren't upset about traffic cameras because they're on camera. That's not the main reason people are upset about traffic cams. Skifazoa says if the cops stole from a millionaire, they likely also stole from regular people. Yeah.
This case isn't about your kids. They're not plaintiffs, but did...
Carpkosian needs a sub if anyone wants to be nice and gift one.
This have any effect on your kids that affected you in turn?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this. We had a motion, I filed, and I responded.
He knows better than to ask a question, because I don't care about the kids, because he didn't bring the kids in, so staying.
What other indications have you had, Detective, that people are seeing and responding to this accusation that you're a pedophile?
Just what's been said to me. It's been shared, been sent to me. I've had people make comments at games while in the store. It's just... There's so much stuff's happened, I don't even remember half of it.
So you were a Hamilton County deputy sheriff. Sorry, I said that earlier. You were an Adams County deputy sheriff, and you're not anymore?
Correct.
Why?
Unstable Deadbeat, thanks for gifting a sub to Carpkosian.
I ended up leaving the sheriff's office just because of this, because of being called a pedophile and a thief.
Explain to us just a little more about why that was so upsetting that you actually left your job.
Because the sheriff's office, so I'm from Adams County, is where all my family and friends are from. The sheriff's office was my dream job, my position. I was friends with everybody. and it was where I planned to stay. It's been my career. I dedicated a lot of time over 10 years to Adams County, whether it was calling at 1 o'clock in the morning or working 14 hours. I dedicated a lot of my time to Adams County, and I loved working at the sheriff's office. But it just got to be so much. If you go to a call or take a phone call or you make a traffic stop, something said, go to Walmart, something said. I stopped going to my kids' games for a little bit because every time I would show up, everybody would be looking at me or something would be said to me. It just spared their embarrassment.
So when did you leave the sheriff's office?
I ended up leaving in October 2023.
You have, do your kids' friends come to your house and hang out?
They don't anymore.
Did they used to?
They used to have huge slumber parties, especially on their birthdays. They'd have 10 or 11 kids over. And essentially, once this started, it stopped.
Everyone around him was very ready to hate him. That's what I'm confused about. Like, I know that rumors kind of get crazy sometimes, but if the only thing that was an accusation about you being a pedophile was from a rapper that you had, like, upset, why would anyone take it seriously? I don't understand that, because even Afroman isn't claiming to have actual evidence of that. He's shit-talking him in an inappropriate way, I would argue, but nonetheless, that's clearly his intent.
I don't recall the last time my daughters have had a friend over, if they've had one ever since then.
Detective, did you ask Mr. Foreman to take down these posts?
I didn't personally.
Did you, through your attorney?
Yes.
And have they been taken down?
No.
Are they still there?
Yes.
Those are all of my questions. Thank you.
Is this a good time for a 10-minute break?
Yes.
Then we'll do that. Let's go off the record, take a 10-minute break. Thanks.
So, Brian, you're still employed as a police officer, correct?
Yes.
You're employed in...
All right, cross-examination time. Mossloth with 40-bit says his brother was the police chief. I guarantee he remembers the charges. Former Peebles police chief accused of giving juvenile obscene or harmful material. That's what they called the misdemeanor. Was a police chief giving pornography to minors? Good God. That's like one of the key steps in grooming, by the way. If you don't know, is exposing first children to pornographic material to get them... You get it. You get it. Former police chief in Peebles, Ohio, was terminated several weeks ago amid an investigation involving a minor. According to court documents, William Newland is accused of giving a juvenile or group of juveniles material that could be considered obscene or harmful. The alleged offense occurred between December 11th and December 19th. The court documents do not elaborate beyond that, but Newland was charged with disseminating matter harmful to juveniles. Oh my God.
Norwood, correct?
Yes.
When you went to Norwood, you got a pay raise, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You were asked questions about a search warrant.
Did they just say he was given a pay raise when he moved too?
Correct to say you were the chief in charge of executing that search warrant?
Correct.
Okay. And you counted all the money?
I did.
You had full control of it the whole time?
Not the entire time, no.
Okay. So walk me through the process by which you cataloged the money.
So while we were conducting a search of the residence, another deputy located the money, I believe, in a jacket pocket from a suit.
Mm-hmm.
He handed me the money, explained to me where he found it. At that point, I start to count it in the same room. Once I count it, I collect it, put it in Evan's bag, and take it downstairs.
So let's back up. That was very general. So when you counted it, where did you count it?
I counted it in the bedroom where it was located.
And you counted it on the floor?
Yes.
Okay. And you made specific piles?
Yes.
Okay. Now, that's not all the money that was recovered is what was coming out of the suit, right?
Correct.
Where was the other money recovered?
There was more money covered from, I believe it was an office downstairs.
Okay. And where did you count that money?
In that room.
On the floor?
I don't recall if it was on the floor or maybe on a desk that was there.
Okay. And you were wearing your body cam the whole time?
Yes.
What was the time difference between the suit jacket money and the money downstairs?
I don't recall.
You reviewed your body camera?
Yeah, it's been years. I reviewed it every
Benigagami says if the town was that small, my guess, most of the people suspected these guys were dirty, but they didn't have the courage to say anything and thought staying on the cops' good side benefited them until they got accused by a millionaire. Then, smelling blood in the water and sensing their vulnerability, they pounced to express their real opinions. Yeah, like the small town I grew up in, it was pretty much known, or at least what I heard from everyone else who had interactions with some of the cops in town, was that they were scumbags. They're basically losers who, you know, are from the small town, straight out of high school, became like the cops and sheriffs of the county or whatever. I've heard they were really bad to interact with.
year ago. I don't recall what the time frame was.
Well, Mr. Newland, let's ask that question. You were deposed, correct?
Yes.
You were deposed on August.
I actually got really lucky about that. One time I was at a friend's birthday party where drugs and alcohol were being served to minors, and I left early because I didn't really drink at the time or anything. And then the cops showed up and a bunch of people got busted.
Days of 2025, correct?
Correct.
Have you watched the body cam since then?
I haven't. Well,
Don't give alcohol to minors. It's gross.
I take that back. I've watched pieces of it. Haven't watched the entire thing.
What pieces have you watched?
Just of me recounting, of me counting the money from the bedroom.
You watched only the part of your body cam where you recounted the money in the bedroom only.
Correct.
You never watched the part for downstairs.
I did not.
You never watched the part where you sealed the evidence bag.
No.
Did you seal the evidence bag?
The evidence bag was not initially sealed, no.
What do you mean by initially sealed?
So it's not a self-sealing bag. It has to be taped. So it was placed in an evidence bag and then brought downstairs to a central location until it was transported to the sheriff's office.
In the central location.
I should point out in that story, I was a minor. I was a minor in that story. I was not an adult condoning giving. I should be clear. I was a minor in that story. Okay.
Where was that?
I was not the responsible adult that should have stopped it.
Kitchen.
And you left it there alone?
No.
Who did you leave it?
When I first brought it downstairs, Officer Cooley was sitting at a counter and I asked him to keep an eye on it while I continued the search.
Okay. And did he keep an eye on it?
As far as I know, yes.
What do you mean as far as you know?
I mean, I wasn't there the entire time. I went on to continue searching the residence and come back down.
But wouldn't he be in the chain of custody?
Yeah.
So did he sign the evidence bag?
No, I didn't. He wasn't in charge of the custody in that sense of signing or sealing the evidence bag. I just brought the cash down while we was still conducting a search and asked for him to keep an eye on it.
So the cash was never left alone?
That's my knowledge, no.
Were you interviewed by a Mr. Robinson in relation to this matter?
No.
Okay. Did you make a report about the missing money?
I didn't know.
So there was this question about a return on a search warrant. Can you explain what that is?
The return?
Yes.
That's just an itemized list of property that's seized from a location during a search warrant service.
H. Baird says if you peaked in high school, you shouldn't become a cop. You should buy an old Camaro and hang out in the high school parking lot as God intended.
Did it include an amount of money seized on it?
Yes.
Does that amount of money match what was written on the evidence bag?
Yes.
So as far as the court knows, there was more money taken than what was returned?
I'm sorry.
So as far as the court knows with the return, more money was taken than what was returned?
That's the way it appeared, yes.
Did you put in an amended search warrant return?
I don't believe so.
So you never corrected your statement to the court?
Correct.
Okay. Does the Adams County Sheriff's Office have a policy and procedure pertaining to the counting of money as evidence?
I believe so.
What do you mean you believe so?
I haven't worked there in almost 3 years.
Okay, but you did work there and you counted money. You should know, right? Could your other department's procedures on counting money be that much different?
Oh, before you worked there, did they have one?
It was, I don't necessarily know that it was a written policy, but it was to have 2 people count the money.
Did 2 people count the money?
No.
Oh, that's a bad look. That's a bad look. Fenekagami says, honestly, I think way more people have negative feelings about cops and are secretly terrified of them and have been for years. Every member of my family, despite voting Republican, told me never to talk to the cops without a lawyer, even as a witness. We are white. My guess is the manufactured consent of propaganda bullied people into hiding how they really feel about cops, even on juries, because they're afraid of being ostracized.
I'm confused on that. Can you tell me why?
So explain to me why it matters, like where you're going in this.
Are you serious? Shut the fuck up, Judge! This is his line of questioning. If the other people want to object, that's on them. That's on the prosecutors, or not prosecutors, that's on the plaintiffs, if they would like to object. It is not your job to jump in and stop a line of questioning that's hurting this guy. What is he doing? Jade Monkey, thanks for a 5-stream streak.
Case's context. Tell me why it's relevant.
Your Honor, this is relevant because if the evidence of Mr. Robinson is admitted, which he has not been here yet, but if it is admitted, this would be direct evidence since he did not interview the person who counted the money. This would go to counter Mr. Robinson's report. And actually, in my motion in limine, I talked about it in the idea that we did not have time to depose Mr. Robinson and determine what his investigation was or who he interviewed. As such, I'm asking a leading question of Mr. Newland because he didn't follow the policies and procedures. This was not taken into account by Mr. Robinson, and Mr. Robinson has made certain conclusions in his report that this would tend to cause issue with.
Mr. Robinson on your witness list?
Mr. Robinson is listed on Mr. Klingler's witness list.
Is he going to be called?
Depending on what happens, he might be.
But my concern is going to be hearsay and everything.
Hearsay? He's literally directly answering questions of his personal knowledge.
You're asking the wrong witnesses in that category. I get what you're doing. I'm just trying to follow the trail of breadcrumbs.
Oh, fuck this guy.
Argument, Your Honor.
He's going to say what another person said and observed.
There are hearsay, fuck, what's the word? Hearsay exemptions for police-to-police communication, generally, to my knowledge.
See it, but read about it or doesn't have it firsthand. He already said he wasn't involved in that part of it. I'm going to give you some room to work.
I have moved past that. That's where I was talking about the policies and procedures, which would not be hearsay in the idea he should know
I
what they
get
are.
that. Again, I'm just trying to track where you're going so I don't miss the ship sailing. Go ahead.
So, Mr. Newland, you worked at the Adams County Sheriff's Office from, what was the date on that? 2014 to 2023.
Yes.
During that time, when you started the Sheriff's Office in 2014, you reviewed the policies and procedures?
Yes.
So you would have seen the policy on counting cash?
If there was one at the time, yes. I don't recall.
So you don't know if there was a policy at the time?
Correct.
Okay. So how do you know it was supposed to be counted by two people?
That was the practice that we normally adhered to. It would be counted by one and then recounted by a second.
Okay. And the second person would initial the evidence back?
No, it was just kind of like almost like a system of checks and balances. And then the seizing officer would still initial and seal up the evidence.
This may sound an extremely stupid question. How many times did you count the money?
I counted it one time.
Why only once?
At the time, there was so much going on. I counted one time, put it in the bag, and until he got done.
Okay. So when you retrieved the bag, you never counted it again?
Correct.
Did you seal the evidence bag before you left?
I did not.
Oh, this is devastating. Are you serious? He didn't count it with another person like he's supposed to. He only counted it once, and he didn't seal the bag. I was like half joking before. I was pretty on the fence about whether he stole it because there's no real way to for sure know. I'm kind of feeling like he actually stole $400 now. This is kind of ridiculous.
Did you seal the evidence bag at the Adams County Sheriff's Department?
Yes, it was sealed down at the County Sheriff's Office.
I didn't ask if it was.
You took it all the way down to the sheriff's office before you sealed the bag of $4,000 in cash. Wonder why.
It was sealed. I asked if you sealed it.
Yes, I would have sealed the bag.
Back to the deposition of August 8th, 2025. Do you remember that day?
Yes.
Do you remember I asked you about the money?
I remember their conversation about the money, yes.
You remember I asked you if you sealed the evidence bag at that time?
I don't recall you asking that.
Really? Okay. Did you ask the sheriff to do an investigation on the missing money?
I didn't know.
Okay. So I just want to get something clear here because my notes are a little fuzzy. You were in the Army at the same time you were a deputy, right?
So, yes, I was in the reserves at the time.
Okay. So that's why you would have been a full-time deputy in 2014 and then discharged honorably from the military in 2015?
Correct.
Okay. You said this job was exciting.
Yeah.
What do you mean by exciting?
So, like I said, when I left the military, I wanted a career that would be not mundane, but kind of like an exciting, something new type of career. So I chose law enforcement.
Okay. And you've been called derogatory names before, correct?
Yes.
Significant derogatory names, correct?
Yes.
And that's by members of the public, correct?
Yes.
And that was prior to 2022, correct?
Yes.
And you mentioned you have some brothers. Do you have a brother that worked in law enforcement?
Yes.
Was he the chief of Peoples?
He was.
Police? Why did he leave?
Why does it matter?
Your Honor, it has been brought up because one of the images has William Newland, and as you read through the post actually talks about Mr. Newland.
It does.
Leaving the police department, so therefore I am building a foundation to show the truth of what statements are in there.
Is that the reference to the plaintiff's picture that you're talking about?
It's a reference to one of his exhibits, yes. Give me a second, I'll tell you which exhibit. I'll re-ask the question. Why did your brother leave the People's Police Department?
He was charged with some kind of crime through Adams County.
Some kind of crime.
The Adams County Prosecutor's Office. He was subsequently convicted, and he resigned or quit sometime during the process.
And
he knows exactly what he was charged with. He's such a disingenuous fuck. What an asshat.
Is it a fair statement to say it involved minor children?
I really don't know anything about the investigation.
You don't know anything about your brother's crime he was charged with?
Just what I've seen on Jail Tracker in the past.
So you're not close to your brother?
I'm not, no.
Okay. Are you close to your family then?
Yeah, most of my family.
Then why not your brother who's in law enforcement?
Well, we were both in the Army at the same time, separate parts of the world. We kind of got close again, and then once this, his issues happened, we kind of just drifted apart again.
So you drifted apart once he had a criminal problem?
Correct.
Let's talk about that. Has anybody asked you about that prior to 2022 when he was charged?
No.
No one asked you about your brother?
I'm sorry. Before he was charged and it came out to everybody? No.
So no one asked you about your brother being charged with a crime?
Yeah, after the fact, I've been asked about it.
When was the first time you were asked about it then?
It would have been shortly after he was charged or arrested. It was all a complete surprise to me.
And that was prior to Mr. Foreman's video and post, correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, he didn't like that question. He got uncomfortable. Look at this.
I believe so, yeah.
Adjusts. Yeah, mouth moves. He did not like that
So now
question.
you said people's treated you differently.
Narrows
since
his eyes.
Mr. Foreman's post.
Yes.
So people come and ask you about your brother. Did they treat you differently because of that?
It was just on a smaller scale. I was asked about it, and then that was it. It wasn't shared, and I wasn't put in music videos and everything else because of that reason.
But your brother's criminal charge and everything was in the front page of the local newspaper, correct?
Yeah,
So everybody in Adams County knew that your brother was charged.
correct.
And so did people treat you differently at that time?
No,
Not at all?
no.
Why didn't they treat you differently?
That'd be a question for them.
Would it be because they knew you?
Since he said he doesn't know, you shouldn't ask that question. Strike it.
Well, strike the question.
Again, why is he acting like the prosecution? The other side needs to object. It is not the judge's job to, call things out. They're a referee. It's the job of the prosecution, in this case, the plaintiffs, to object, and then the judge can rule with or against them. But it's not his job to bring this up, period. Fenekagami says, can I say that if someone is willing to whitewash someone else's pedophilia, I'm on the fence how much I consider it defamation to call them a pedo as well. This dirtbag is at least a pedo enabler. It's just, like, all he would have to say is, yes, he did this crime. It's terrible. That's why I stopped talking to him. He's just, the fact that he's being weaselly about it makes it suspicious and weird.
See, that would be a classic example of testimony from the lawyer, not the witness who said he doesn't know. Go ahead.
If you don't know if they treated you differently when your brother's was on the front page of the paper, how do you know that your treatment today, or as you've testified to, was due solely to Mr. Foreman?
Well, prior to this, nobody
Ashley says, plaintiff, Your Honor, do I even need to be here?
called me a pedophile. Prior to this, there was nothing published about me being a pedophile. Prior to this, nobody asked me if I was molesting my own 3-year-old son.
What about the office? Let me rephrase the question. Did the officers that you work with at Norwood put up a picture or an image of Mr. Foreman on your computer?
Yes.
Did you ask them to take it down?
No.
Did they think it was funny?
Yes.
And they're in law enforcement?
Yes.
Do they think any different of you because of this?
I don't know.
They don't treat you differently?
I don't really, I mean, I work with them, but I don't really associate with them. I go there and I do my job and I come home.
When you interviewed for the Norwood Police Department, they never held anything Mr. Foreman said against you?
I don't believe so, no.
Would it be fair to say it did not affect your professional career then?
Oh, it absolutely did.
How so?
Even if I move locations from Adams County to Cincinnati or to Los Angeles, people still ask if I'm a pedophile. People still ask me what it's about.
I find that incredibly suspicious because I don't think enough people are, like, even if I saw this guy in public somewhere, I wouldn't make the connection, oh, this is that guy from the Afroman thing. It's so niche, I just find it hard to believe that outside of his small town that anyone would know about this or care enough to recognize him personally. Fenekagami with 40 bits says, also this guy's opinions are not hearsay, they're relevant to the case. His opinion is part of what determines the defamation, so him understanding why people treat him the way they do is a key to the whole case.
People still ask me if I'm a thief.
But the people you work with do not ask that, correct?
They don't ask me that, no.
When you were interviewed, your future employer never asked you that question.
No.
So then when you say it damaged your reputation, you're only referring to people in the public, correct?
No. That's just what people in the public is what I know. Maybe people do have bias against me, in law enforcement. I don't know.
Were you ever passed up for promotion because of this?
Not that I'm...
I believe the attorney is trying to put out... I think this line of questioning is to show that there's no monetary damages associated with this claim, basically saying, even if the public doesn't like this guy, how can you award him monetary damages when it hasn't affected his career at all? I assume that's what he's doing right now. Zarek Shadow says if you saw this guy, you'd do a double take and say to yourself, Peter, oh no, it's that pedophile cop from the Afroman trial. Wish it was Peter.
Aware of.
Were you ever disciplined because of this?
No.
And you agree while you're out in the public, people are seeing you perform your law enforcement duties?
Yes.
And based upon what they see, they will make comments about you, correct?
Yes.
So how you perform your duties reflects on your reputation?
Yes.
And you've testified in the courtroom before, correct?
Yes.
Have you ever testified in a civil case before?
No.
Have you ever testified in a civil case that involved the duties of a police officer before?
No.
You've had citizens comment on your execution or your duties before, correct?
Yes.
Not all those comments have been positive, have they?
Correct.
And so you would agree that as a police officer, you are subject to public scrutiny?
Yes.
And you've never sought to keep your status as a law enforcement officer secret?
No.
Have you ever been in a local newspaper?
Yes.
Was it positive or negative?
Positive.
Okay. But not everything they write is positive, is it?
Correct.
As you've said that people can comment on your execution of your duties as a police officer, did you follow the procedure correctly in execution of the search warrant?
In the execution of the search warrant itself, yes.
Okay. So You knocked on the door as required by law?
Correct.
Okay. And then you decided to kick it in?
Correct.
And then when you couldn't kick it in, you went to the side door with a battering ram?
Correct.
Why did you try to kick the door in with your foot?
Is this what we're not trying?
Your Honor, he has opened the door and saying that his...
No.
Again, why is this against what is happening? The plaintiffs have not made a single, have they made one objection? I'm trying to remember. I want to say they've made 0, but they may have made 1. It's crazy. Like, I don't want to overstate this, but like, it is insane that this judge is jumping in. This is completely inappropriate.
I closed the door. So I don't think we're trying the search warrant case.
Your Honor, he is claiming that his reputation is linked to how he performs his official duties. I am merely introducing that he has not followed procedures, and therefore a person can criticize him on that, and therefore he would have that as part of his reputation that everybody would have to consider.
We don't have any standard against which to measure that, which is the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
So how are we going to get a standard against which to measure that? Otherwise, you get a dance in the pea patch. I said we're not dancing it.
If we can't present that he hasn't done his job correctly and that would reflect negative on his reputation, then I don't understand what we would be presenting that, because his reputation is exactly what he is claiming is damaged. It is the very issue that they're going to ask for money damages about.
Do you have an expert that's going to say there's a violation of the search warrant process?
No, we're just going to introduce the policies and procedures in place at that time.
There are some?
There are, yes.
Well, then put the foundation out there first.
And on something this public, too. Yeah, imagine how he is in cases that aren't like this covered.
Like my prior decision, made that clear. I'm trying to work with you, don't get me wrong, but I'm pretty good about staying laser focused.
I'm trying to ask the questions now so I don't have to recall Mr. Newland after the Sheriff Kenny Dick is called, so he can tell us what the policies were at that time. But I can save this line of questioning and recall him later for it if that would be more amenable to the court.
I don't see policies and procedures on your witness list.
The witness list or exhibit list, Your Honor?
All together, so exhibit list, I might have an old one.
There is an amended one, if I may, Your Honor.
You have one, Mr. Cleveland?
Yes.
Amended when? Mine stated March 12th, but you amended it on Friday, it might be out of date.
March 12th. Okay.
I have amended witness list. It's the Sheriff's Office policy and procedure.
Policies and procedures for Adams County Sheriff's Office.
So that's the whole policy procedure manual?
Yes, Your Honor, although we're going to try to tailor it to just what's relevant, so we don't have an entire one.
Judge, we stipulated to the authenticity of
That comes in.
that document, so
Okay.
you need for a witness to come in and authenticate it.
Keep her going then.
I would note I would need one, I'd need Mr. Dick to come in and say they were in place at the time, as Mr. Newland can't remember that they were in place at the time. Now, it's not every time you're in public that people yell and scream "C" for pedophile, correct?
Correct.
There's quite a few times you can have a peaceful meal with your kids and never have any problems.
Correct.
It's only at certain times this occurs, correct?
Correct.
Have you ever been
Green guy with a tip says, so don't do things that might make people think that you're a goat fucker.
accused before of stealing money from traffic stops?
Yes.
It was not Mr.
Thanks, Ramran Survivor.
Foreman that accused you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Have you seen a copy of Mr. Robinson's report?
I may have seen, I don't believe I've seen the whole report. When he first conducted the investigation, I was provided a copy of the report or a partial copy.
But you never sent that to Mr. Foreman, did you?
I didn't know.
You would agree if someone called someone a baby killer, that would be an exaggeration?
I'm sorry.
If someone called someone a baby killer, that would be an exaggeration, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Nobody would take that seriously, correct?
I'm sure somebody would.
So when you talk about your reputation, are you talking about your reputation only in Adams County, or are you talking about it in the whole world?
My reputation in general. Adams
And what-
County, Hamilton County, the entire world.
The entire world.
Hmm.
So you care what people think about you in Australia?
When it affects me and my job, yes.
How does Australia affect your job?
I'm not saying that it does. I'm just using it as a generalization. If it affects me and my personal life and my job, yes, it matters to me.
Now you're claiming that by being called a thief, you were painted in a false light.
Yes.
And what exactly does that mean?
That I was being painted in a false light.
You've been accused of stealing from traffic.
Nemesaur, thank you so much for gifting 25 Tier 1 subs. You are so generous, and I appreciate all you do for the channel. Thank you, Nemesaur.
Stops before.
We're almost to our sub goal for the month. We're only 2 away. Hooray!
Being accused of stealing on traffic stops before was when money was seized and forfeited by the courts.
Oh, let's hear that again.
False light.
You've been accused of stealing from traffic stops before.
So being accused of stealing on traffic stops before was when money was seized and forfeited by the courts and no longer returned. And I was, unquote, quote unquote, called a thief. Never to this extent. Never to this broad, you know.
Mr. Blast, thanks for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs.
But you would agree there is some similarity.
We got to the goal. Thank you, everyone.
Here. Money was seized here, too.
Correct.
Times as a law enforcement officer, did any of those cause you to quit your job and find a job in another place?
If you don't take advantage of the 35% off, it would be like I'm losing money. It's not really how it works.
No.
I appreciate you, though.
You said, I think, that some officers in Norwood posted, was it a picture of Afroman, of Mr. Foreman on your computer?
Yes.
Yeah, my tip, green guy says the tip is over 2002. Yeah, this weekend I'll have to figure out what the goal was post hoc.
Did they post a picture of the accusation that you're a pedophile?
No.
As a public official, you're subject to scrutiny, I believe was Mr. Osborne's question, and you agree with that, correct? You're subject to scrutiny.
Yes.
And when you became a police officer, did you think you were signing up for being called a pedophile and having to lose your job?
No.
Do you think do you think being called a pedophile?
Jason Proxy says, isn't this the 3rd month you've hit the goal? If I remember correctly, you get more money from Twitch if you maintain that goal for 3 months. No, it's not that particular system. It's, it has to be actual subs, not gifted subs. Like, subs that people do independently of gifts only count for that. Zarek Shadow with 50 bits says, all aboard the hype train. Woo, thank you. And Comrade Simon, thanks for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs. If you want to help out the hype train and support the show, you can always use bits or gift subs.
Is it just an exaggeration?
No, I don't.
This is the defense cross-examining the officer.
You got to ask a question about your emotions and whether or not you've seen a doctor. And I believe you said you haven't.
No.
Can you tell us anything about the atmosphere in law enforcement circles that, as you've experienced it, and the attitude toward therapy and emotions and that sort of thing?
There's a stigma.
Oh, we did switch back to the prosecutor. I apologize. I didn't see that. I'm sorry. Black's Law Dictionary request. What do you want me to look up, Mr. Blast? Impartial?
Well, we're seeing a doctor, taking therapy. You just expected to take it and move on, you know, and it's all fun and games, kind of like, you know, them posting that picture on my computer. I didn't find it funny at all, but they did. Like, it's just that stigma, you know, around law enforcement in general.
So you've been dealing with this by yourself, as you say, without medical help?
Yes.
Those are all my questions, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Osborne. Thank you. Thank you.
Just a few more questions, Brian. You would agree that the
Impartial, not favoring one side more than the other, unbiased and disinterested, unswayed by personal interest. Yeah, that doesn't sound like the judge in this case at all.
was mistakes made during the search and counting the money and everything, correct?
Yes.
So it was not done perfectly, correct?
Correct.
You mentioned that as an officer, you're supposed to take it and move on. Is that part of having a thick skin as a police officer?
I guess you could word it that way, yeah.
Is it correct to say that the officers at Norwood found it funny, but you didn't?
Correct.
So some people find things funny that you don't find funny?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness at this time.
Could step down. What do you got? It's going to get me 30 or 40 minutes.
Our next witness, Judge, is Lieutenant Lisa Phillips.
Can you get through your direct by 4:15 to 4:30?
That may be difficult.
Then give me somebody you can get through.
I think I can get through my direct, Judge.
That's the goal. Thank you. So,
The song's gonna get played on this part. I will say again, I don't agree with what Afroman says about this woman. I think it's rude. I think the insults are uncalled for, how he goes after her particularly for her looks and her voice and says things about her sexuality. Not a fan of, but it's not illegal. It's not illegal. Yes, this is the lady cop. I may still laugh at the video out of absurdity, to be honest, but I don't agree with it.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? As this, you shall answer unto God.
Sir,
Thank you. You can be seated.
go ahead, Mr. Klingler.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you introduce yourself to the jury, please?
Lisa Phillips,
And Lisa, where do you live?
Adams County.
How long have you lived in Adams County?
At least 24 years or so.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a deputy sheriff.
When did you start your career in law enforcement?
2001.
And what were you doing at that time?
I graduated high school in 2000 and went to the police academy.
Well, what academy did you go to?
Greenfield Police Academy in Hillsborough.
And how long have you known you wanted to be a police officer?
Since I was a kid.
What was your first position then out of the academy?
Part-time West Virginia Police Department.
And then when did you become, was your next job a deputy sheriff?
Yes, sir.
When did you start as a deputy sheriff?
September of 2002.
And do you have family here in Adams County?
Yeah. Yes.
You have a husband?
Yes, sir.
You have a child?
Yes, sir.
How old is your child?
She's 21.
Gitara, thanks for 51 months, says Praise Paul.
And did she go to school here in Adams County?
Yeah, her particular music video is, I think, 13 minutes long, at least one of them.
Sir.
Do you have other family in the area?
I have grandma and cousins and family like that.
And did you ever serve as a school resource officer?
Yes, sir, I did.
Tell us about that.
I took the job full-time at the sheriff's office as a school resource officer. Is what I started off as, deputy sheriff, school resource officer. Then was there for the kids, just keep the kids safe, out of any kind of danger. I also was there for the kids, as far as bonding with the kids, and keeping them, as far as like way of life, just you need somebody else to be there, Sometimes they need somebody to talk to. I did that quite a bit.
And did you sometimes greet the kids when they got dropped off at school?
In the morning, I directed traffic at the school.
And did you have...
Rick M says, if you were asked to swear to tell the truth so help you God, as an atheist, would you swear? Yeah. I know what they mean. Even if I don't believe in it, I understand the purpose of the oath.
Occasion...
I'm not gonna... Let me put it this way. There are times and places to argue your beliefs. That's not one of them. We all know what the fucking under oath thing is for. It doesn't matter if you literally believe in God. I don't know. I would just find that incredibly petty to argue about it, to be honest.
To know any of Mr. Foreman's children?
I don't know him by name, but I have let him out of the vehicle before. Or not let him out, but greeted him.
Are you part of the team that executed a warrant on Mr. Foreman's property?
Yes, sir.
That home was located here in Adams County on Russellville Road?
Yes, sir.
And how did you come to be a part of that warrant team?
I was called in. I wasn't actually working.
You weren't on duty?
No, sir.
And is that part of your job? If you're even if you're off duty, if you need to be called in for something, you
What's the difference between swearing and affirming? Semantics.
drop everything and go do it?
Yes.
Was Mr. Foreman home during the warrant execution?
No, sir.
Were any of his children present?
Not initially.
Did you see any of his children that night?
In the vehicle with their mother.
Just to clear that up, can you tell us what happened?
Come in the driveway, and I was on the outer post of the house as far as like the perimeter area. And she pulled up to the kids, and I went over and spoke with her, and I told her, you know, it probably wouldn't be good for the kids to see us, you know what I mean? So they wouldn't be there to be upset or anything.
Excuse me. Do you know whether the children live there or do they live somewhere else?
They live up the road. I mean, up down the road from there.
With their mother?
Yes.
So then did they leave or did the children never went into the house or anything?
No, sir.
Did you take any money that night?
No, sir.
Sometime after this warrant was executed, did you start becoming aware of things Mr. Foreman was posting about you on the internet?
Yes, sir, I did.
We have some exhibits that we want to show you. Do you have them lined? Do you have them lined up, Natalie?
I haven't pulled up.
Gothgeek Gaming says she reminds me of a certain mean mama. Oh my god! I haven't been on the Chick Tract website in years. Wow. Nostalgia. They still put out new tracts? I'm sure they do, right? Let me take a look. Do they not? They used to have, like, their new ones on the front page. It's the end of an era if they stopped making Chick Tracts, to be honest with you. Tracts. English. Yeah, I don't know if they're making new ones anymore. That's kind of depressing. Not really, I guess it's good, but as a piece of my personal history, that's a little sad.
Okay.
No, they won't play.
Yeah. Let's go to the first one. Is that the
I know that Jack Chick is dead, but they did continue after his death for a while. So, like, they did have other people do it.
order that we put in?
Am I a fan of Kelly the cartoonist? I'm not familiar.
I have the order.
H-Beard says, she looks like she's about to sleep.
Which
and
number is
I know why. Because she got high. Because she got high. Because she got high. Allegedly, in my opinion. Thank you, H-Beard.
This is number 19.
Also, I did confirm I have April 20th off, so we will have a 420 stream. That'll be fun.
So Lisa, we're showing you what we've marked as Exhibit 19. This looks like a post from September 17th, 2022. Was that shortly after the execution of the warrant?
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Then yeah, I think that person is funny, bobbing for giblets.
Can we blow it up just a little bit? Okay, down. Near the bottom of that first paragraph, just go down a little bit more, right there. Has anybody in Adams County verified her vagina? If you haven't, you should, or she might. Whoop out something bigger than yours. If this lady is your friend, I wouldn't leave her alone in my house. Or I'll put it this way, if you leave
and your video system is messed up, et cetera, et cetera. And then down below a little further, my name for this
I
particular
told you guys, some of the shit he says about her is genuinely fucked up.
officer
Not illegal, but fucked up.
is Lieutenant Mona Lickumlow Lisa. When did you first see this posting, if you recall?
Thanks, Gothgeek Gaming.
Shortly after the warrant.
That was over 3
Green Guy with a $3 tip says, this reminds me of the Navy and how we would make fun of each other like all the time, and if it bothered you, we would just do it more. Fun time. I'm saying these cops are big pussies, and I hope Afroman makes more after this.
3.5 years ago. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to the next one. And you see here, it says disconnect after steal.
Yeah, the fact that they turned off his security cameras was incredibly sus. They have no reason to do that. Zero reason.
Stealing my money.
What's the number?
Sorry,
20.
Exhibit Plaintiff's 20, Your Honor, thank you. Is suing me for humiliating her, giving her mental stress, ridicule, and the loss of her reputation. She doesn't like being called Lieutenant Mona Lickumlow Lisa full of shit Phillips, but she loves stealing money and disconnecting cameras of law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. That's March 25th of 2023, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Go to the next one. Which number is this?
Number 21, and it's a video.
Lieutenant Lickumlow Lisa, stop licking that pussy back there. That's your problem. You're always licking pussy and you don't even know how many pussies you've licked. You don't even know how many video cameras you done disconnected.
What number? That was 21?
Yes.
Did you see that?
Like, it's such juvenile insults. I can't imagine being like, I need to sue over this. Like, I don't...
Video when it was posted?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to the next one.
Lieutenant Mother Lickumlow Lisa, ex-wife just like pizza. She jealous of me.
I don't need to know. The record needs to know it. Work with me here. Go with it. 22.
22.
Lieutenant Mother Lickumlow Lisa, ex-wife just like pizza. She jealous of me and my love jam. That's why she disconnected my camp.
Was that the same one over again, or was that a different one?
That is number 22.
That's
the same-
22.
Yes.
Same one, all right. Lieutenant Lickumlow Lisa ate my ex-wife just like pizza. Is that what you understood that to say?
Yes, sir.
They have spread this so much further now. This was such a bad idea. This is a great example of the Streisand effect. Holy crap.
Let's go to the next one.
Like, more people are gonna say this about her now. Ugh.
This is 23.
No, Officer Pound Cake is not this day. That'll be day 2 or 3.
Mother Lickumlow Lisa, ex-wife just like pizza. She jealous of me and my love jam. That's why she disconnected my camera.
That's the same thing on a different platform. Do you know what? Can you tell what platform that is?
YouTube.
Search YouTube.
And the other one was Instagram. But let's don't play it. Just pull it up. See if we can.
Number 22.
It's number 20.
Gitara says, I forgot the Afroman thing even happened until this case came up. They honestly should have just let him talk shit and leave it there. Yep.
22, yeah.
No, Lucky Gamer, she's not.
Is that
22 again.
that's YouTube?
Yes.
I'm just trying to figure out which two platforms. Were they both the same platform?
Do you want me to go to the next? Or both of those are both YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And then there's more exhibits of this.
Yes, I don't know why we had two of the same one, but I'm sorry.
You can turn.
Can we stop here? So for the record, are we
Sorry, the fact that they like she's like, I'm traumatized by this, and they keep playing it.
saying that Exhibit 22 and Exhibit 23 are duplicates?
They are not duplicates. They are postings of the same video. One was posted on October 4th, 2022. One was posted on October 23rd, 2022. They were posted on his YouTube account on 2 separate occasions. One is like that.
Can we clear that up for the record, Your Honor?
I think we just did.
I don't know
Thank you
which one was posted when.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
You're thinking like I'm thinking. Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge.
20.
Let's play the next exhibit.
24.
Yes. Exhibit 24.
Lisa, my ex-wife just like pizza. She jealous of me and my love jam. That's why she disconnected my camera.
When was that post? Can you see a date? Is that a different date?
Do we need to keep playing them to show the date?
Should have the witness testify, probably ideally.
It's
if we can,
September
but-
25th of 2022.
Okay. And is that a different? That's a different date from the other two?
Yes.
Thank you. Next exhibit. Number
25.
Number 25.
Lisa, my ex-wife just like pizza. She jealous of me and my love jam. That's why she disconnected my camera.
And is that a different date? Whoops. Was that a different date? Well, it's not up there anymore, is it?
Derek Shadow says, I won't lie, I laugh every time they play this song now. Yeah, it's not even about, like, the fact that, like, it's a... Clearly the things he is saying about her are inappropriate, but the fact that it's being played in the serious setting of a courtroom, effectively a shit post is being adjudicated right now. And this is just, like, absurd. H-Baird says, are we sure this is a real case? It isn't just absurdist performance art?
It is up there.
Okay. Can you tell, Lisa? Sorry.
Yes, sir. It's October 4th of 2022.
Thank you. Different date. Okay. Next exhibit. Is that it? All right. We have another video. We're ready to do that?
They're gonna play the long video soon, the like 13-minute one, I think.
I'm just assuming I'm going to object.
Yes, you're going to object to
This
this.
is the one I'm going to renew my objection on.
So don't play it. Just tell me what it is first. What is this?
This is a video that was posted, I believe, last Friday. Yes.
Your Honor, I will enter an objection on this. The law has changed. As I said, in April of 2025, a new law was passed, an anti-SLAPP law, which would apply to this and therefore would have a completely different standard of evidence, and we would renew our objection to it being admitted or even posted at this point.
Klingler?
See you, darling,
that
Dr.
law
Lamb
does
Chop.
not apply to
See you next
this
time.
video
Sorry.
or to this case, Judge.
Hi,
Your
Drake.
Honor, that pertains to matters of public, for the press. It also covers artistic expression and stuff. Just to have no analysis is not an answer to the question. But I will renew it. I
Really good objection.
Caesar Bishop with a 3-stream streak says, Deputy Dipshit just can't find shit. Lieutenant Mona Lickum Low Lisa ate my ex-wife just like pizza. She jealous of me and my log jam. That's why she disconnected my camera.
And I'll be consistent.
Those are the lyrics, I guess.
And overrule it. We'll play it, and you might be right, but we'll overrule it. I think I'm right. So, go ahead. Number 26.
And this is not 26. I apologize, Your Honor. It's 34. Sorry, we're out of order because of the way
Play it.
34.
Then for the record, Your Honor, my objection would pertain to Exhibit 34, just for the record.
Did you see this already, Mr. Osborne?
Your Honor, when they listed it, I did find it, take a look at it. I was never supplied a copy, but I did find a copy on YouTube.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you.
I want 'em all.
I do approve of the use of keytar. I think keytars should come back. They don't sound great, but they look great. No, it's not AI. He hired an actress to pretend to be her. Has Afroman done enough numbers to repair the door and gate yet, do you think? Almost certainly. He's got millions of views on his videos for this, I think. Like I said, if he wants to make money, he should milk this, because this is going away. Like, the trial's done, people are gonna get tired of it, but, like, he probably made a decent amount on some of those videos.
Came to town. She had 100% all around. From Adams County to the 275. Look 'em low, Lisa, licking every pussy alive. Lick 'em low, Lisa, lick 'em low, Lisa, pussy like pizza. Sometimes she won't lick 'em low, Lisa, lick 'em low, Lisa, pussy like pizza. Man or a woman, you really don't know her. I notice her voice is a few octaves lower. She's not too ugly. She's not too fine, but she's not too fine. Might provide something that's bigger than mine. Lick 'em low, Lisa. Lick 'em low, Lisa. Pussy like pizza. Lick 'em low, Lisa. Lick 'em low, Lisa. Pussy like pizza. Lick 'em low, Lisa. She raided my house.
I get that it's inappropriate, but is it really cry-worthy? I don't know, man.
She disconnected my cameras, then she went down on my spouse. I just don't know what I'm gonna do. Y'all keep on laughing, she gonna eat your wife's pussy. Lick 'em low, Lisa. Lick 'em low, Lisa. Pussy like.
I guess I just don't understand how accusations of performing cunnilingus is defamatory or upsetting. Again, it's other things are inappropriate in it that are like over the line, making fun of her voice, claiming she's like has a dick or whatever. Yeah, don't do that. But like, is the pussy eating a big deal? I don't get that being the crux of something that would upset you. I understand commenting on your looks and your voice. I totally get that because whatever. But I don't know. I don't know if the cunnilingus thing is great.
Pizza. Lick 'em low, Lisa. Lick 'em low, Lisa. Pussy like pizza. When Lick 'em low, Lisa joined the Adams County Sheriff Department. Husband was complaining cause she was munching on their wives' carpet. Lisa lick 'em slow, Lisa lick 'em fast. Lisa lick that pussy, Lisa lick that. Lick 'em low, Lisa. Lick 'em low, Lisa. Pussy like pizza. Sometimes she won't lick 'em low, Lisa. Lick 'em low, Lisa. Pussy like.
Oh, that's a different video, Zarek Shadow.
Pizza. Sometimes she won't lick 'em low.
Yeah, this is the longer one.
Lisa. Lick 'em low, Lisa. Pussy like pizza. Sometimes she won't lick 'em low, Lisa. Lick 'em low, Lisa. Pussy like pizza.
Chitara says, as an art historian, there's a part of me that can appreciate this whole situation having produced these music videos. Weirder stuff has happened historically. On the other hand, the misogyny from this is pretty crazy. Did he make diss tracks about the male cops involved too? He did, yes. I believe he made the most about her, though.
Spread her legs and feel them lips.
Green guy with a tip says, cops, defamation is equal to anything HR wouldn't like, and it's a pretty good song. I'm not gonna... Afroman can have catchy songs, because I got high in a few of the songs from this whole situation, but he's not really a good rapper or a good writer. It's just kind of its own weird niche thing. I don't know. Keeps going. Is her lawyer trying to torture her? No, I'd imagine they want this reaction to see that, so the jury can see it upsetting her, would be my guess. It's to show the impact it has on her emotionally. Is that a keytar voice box?
Client dancing in the driveway, singing how I lick pussy, and I need to learn how to count how many pussies I lick. You know, this is a beta dog. To where I have to swallow because of you. Things that's being said. Are you pretending licking low Lisa Phillips? Pussy licking Phillips? You're like you're at Walmart and you called a guy because of your voice. Or asking if you got a pecker. How was like that? Is it like a female or a guy asking if you got a vagina? Probably not. Unless standing and having me on their gate. Obviously, I haven't had a sex change. I have a child. I've had that, yeah. They didn't make money off of me. They didn't say I should have to prove I don't have a penis. Okay. I was on my way to work one morning at the Panhandle, stopped at the stop sign. The commissioners had contracted a crew that was working at the Panhandle. I get hollered, Lieutenant Luke Low, Lisa Phillips. No one calls, or you don't even have to be working to get a holler from Lieutenant Licking Low, Lisa Phillips. Pussy licking. I'm not a pretty cop, I'm not a thief, and I sure don't have a penis. Like, there's been times that videos have been sent to me that I've had to go home because I can't handle it. You know? You know, I'll tell you what's sad. Is the fact that, number one, that I have to be emotional because your client lies. I've had a deep voice in my entire life. I did not wake up one morning and beg God to have a deep voice, all right? I have not had a sex change. I do not have a penis. I shouldn't have to prove I don't have a penis. Or about having a penis bigger than the rest of the guys that I work with. And pulling people over and licking pussy on me, come on.
I think the damage is due to emotional stress. Say emotional stress.
Look at me in the face. Tell me what it means. What does emotional stress mean to you? Obviously, it's right here.
Agreed, Dillis Filler. Yeah, this is from the deposition.
Are you saying there's no one else to call and there is other people and you don't want to call?
Chitara says, I shouldn't have to prove I don't have a penis. Then don't. Oh my god.
I'm not going to get anybody else in the middle of it. So.
Lisa, I'm sorry. I didn't know that hurt you like that. You kind of intimidated me. I mean, you're a cop. I know you're. I'm sorry. You guys raided my house. You knocked down my door. I was upset. I would never shoot you, or I would never try to punch you. I thought I'd crack some musical jokes, and I didn't know they hurt you that bad. I'm sorry. I think you're a nice looking lady. I didn't know you was a biological lady. I'm sorry. I was just having fun with the bad situation. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. Oh man, Jesus. Hang on. Let's take a little break, everybody. Hang on.
Damn, this video just goes on and on. Did he make it this long so he could put mid-rolls in it? Imagine having to stay stone-faced during this. Yeah.
Wait a minute! What the fuck is that?
Oh, this. I did a show one night, and this girl said, "Hey, Afroman, I want to give you some pussy."
Feels like a bit how long this is going on. This is the rest of the stream. Unironically, not a joke, it basically is. They finish the video and then they call it for the day. Is this the pornographic part of the video the prosecutor mentioned? Yes. Simulated cunnilingus in a music video is apparently pornographic. Oh my god, it's still going! Can we skip ahead? This is the end of, it's gonna be done after this. This is the whole day, I believe. Jesus!
Okay. Look at what Lisa used to toss my salad for hours. Lisa used to lay on the floor and let me piss in her mouth.
I hate it because the kids know who I am. That's just kids in the car.
Jutara says there's no way I could have been a jury or witness to the proceedings.
That it?
I'll give you 15 minutes tomorrow to start. We're done. He's still under arrest. you're directed not to coach her testimony. You can talk about other matters, but not for direct.
Understood, Judge. Thank you.
We'll start at 8:15 tomorrow, and you can have your 15 or so then.
Thank you.
Thank you for good work today, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and go off the record.
All right, so that is day 1. We will continue with parts 2 and 3 in the future, probably next week. So, cool beans. I will be back tomorrow to stream. I'm not sure what we'll be covering. It won't be part 2 of this yet. I don't want to do them all, back to back to back. But yeah, that was interesting. Kind of funny. I don't know. Afroman said fucked up things, but suing over it's a dumb thing to do, to be honest. Like, people say terrible things about me on the internet all the time. About my voice, about my looks. I'm not suing them. You know what I mean? It's not illegal for them to do that. It's just mean. Anyway, who are we gonna raid? Probably the good Jared. Oh, what's online VCR doing?
Power.
Oh,
And
Passions.
your ruthlessness. Oh, it turns me.
I'm not gonna do it for Passions. Let's do the good Jared. Oh, apparently there's a tip. Let me get to that real quick, and then we'll call it a night. So, Just a Peach says, so a group of awful people who seem to hate themselves and not want to get therapy sued Afroman because he's rich. They still would not get help, so why would they get money? They'll not use it for therapy. All right. Have a great night, everyone. I will see you tomorrow, and have a great night. What if someone accused me of secretly liking anime? I mean, there's some animes I like, so it wouldn't be inaccurate. All right, have a good night, everyone. See you soon.